All right. First, the introductions. I am South Coast Kane, Darrell Paige, and this is the Virginia Tech post-game show. Man, oh man. I'm getting there, Cuban. I'm getting there, Cuban. Hang on, Cuban. Here we go. All right, there it is. All right, so yeah, Cuban's here. Miss Ellen V is here. QB Studio One. Hey Roo. And Ronaldo Gonzalez. All right. Here he is.
I'm not trying to hear shit from everybody. Mirrorball sucks. I told Studio, I told everybody, Mirrorball sucks. We cannot run the fucking ball. We can't, if Cam is not freaking Randall Cunningham, Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, combined in one, we suck. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I've been nice. I've been, playing around with everybody just because I didn't want the hate. This is not my channel. But Mirrorball sucks, and our talent is not like that. Fucking fat boy Martinez, get his fat ass out. Tell his ass go to Florida State or back to Oregon State. This is Miami. I told Studio, when you come down to Miami and you play ACC, I told people, ACC football is defense. That's the only thing we're good at is defense. And the rest of this other shit, it's whatever. I don't want to hear it. This Mirrorball dude fucking sucks. That offensive line sucks. I was people telling McCoy let up a sack. Marigold let up a sack. Bell's a fucking turning signal. This line just sucks. And Mirrorball's been here 10,000 years, and he can't get an offensive line worth of shit. This defensive line, this offensive line sucks. And we got lucky. First of all, I don't know how the hell the referees. I don't understand because the referee said it was a touchdown. I don't think it was a touchdown, and I don't know how they overturned it because it wasn't clear. But forget all that. Mirrorball sucks, and I'm not getting off of that. I don't care Ralph or who's the other damn troll. The other troll that comes in here is talking about, oh, this guy always hates. Mirrorball sucks. Repeat after me, everybody. Mirrorball sucks. We cannot run the ball. Don't throw me any stats because that was all Cam. Cam got those damn running yards. It wasn't fucking Martinez and the other Fletcher and Lau. Our best running back is on the bench, number 28, AJ Allen. I don't understand why you don't play him. You play all these other people before AJ Allen. AJ Allen showed last year against Clemson that he could run the fucking ball. All these other guys are just role players. I'm tired of all these groupies telling me, oh, Mario this, Mirrorball that. Man, they motherfucking suck. We got lucky against Virginia Tech. If it wasn't for the coach being stupid and going for the fake field goal and not running the ball the whole game. Okay, and that's another thing. Studio, now do you see why it's important to run the ball? This is why I said if we played Michigan, they would drag our ass because they will run the motherfucking ball. All right, I'm out. I'm done.
So Cuban, how do you really feel? Now I'm joking.
I'm pissed. I know we won the game.
Yeah,
we won the game. But Jordan, what's funny, Jordan?
Yes,
Me and you have been saying, there's a guy on here, Who the Guru, right, that's been saying, why are you guys focusing in the past? And what did Jordan say? We did a 20-year recap of this damn program. And Jordan said it. This feels like Georgia Tech. If it wasn't for this stupid ass Virginia Tech, thanks for being stupid, Virginia Tech. But there's a lot of issues with this team, man, and nobody was trying to listen to me, Jordan, Larry Frank Jr., and Devin, man. We've been calling. There's a lot of issues with this program. If Cam Ward is not Superman, we fucking suck. This roster is not that good. I'm not trying to hear people say, "Oh, let's wait till Mario gets the recruits in." His recruits are in. We were getting our asses pushed by a small ass VTech defensive line and their offensive line. They had They had their a brother of a brother playing, and we couldn't get to the damn quarterback. We couldn't bring the man. I'm gonna let somebody else go because I'm getting heated.
Okay.
Hey man, if he want to be miserable on his way to this 12-0 season, then let him be it.
Okay, hold up. Okay, hold up. Let's take a deep breath. Okay. Let's first and foremost, glad to see Israel's here, Mike Jeezy, Jen J, Phil the Swag. So
I bet those
it's no secret. It's no secret. It's no secret. Miami should not have won that game. Okay.
Why they shouldn't? We're finna go up 21-7 on them until they call a phantom holding call and Cam threw a pick.
This is the second week that freaking guy did the same thing.
Again, this
it was both phantom calls. This was Georgia Tech 2023. No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it was.
Yes, it was. Hey,
remember that undefeated year we needed a drop 2-point conversion to beat Virginia Tech? You remember that year?
I remember that year.
And we had to pull the ball out and run it back down the field.
Right, okay. But that was a whole different game.
No.
This game, Miami shit the bed. This game, I hate to say it that way, but Miami shit the bed. There was no way Miami should have won this game. They did not look like a number 7 team. That defense, I honestly, and Cuban can back me up, nothing has changed in 20 years. Okay, I stand on that right now. I stand on it. And if anybody don't want to hear it, I'm sorry. That's how I feel. Okay. Okay. Nothing has changed in 20 years.
The only thing that's changed
I talked about this for the whole season. Okay. They got in a hole. Okay, remember we talked about being in a hole and they couldn't get out of it. Yeah, Virginia Tech made some mistakes, but Miami's a defense. This is not the defense that we have seen. Now, again, I also said, and this isn't about, I told you so. No, I'm just saying.
Fuck that.
The road signs were there. Katie! Good to see you, Katie. The road signs were there.
Katie.
The road signs were there. Oh, this is going to be good. All right. So the road signs were there. I said, who has Miami played so far this year? You played a punk ass Florida. You played FAMU, Ball State, and USF. No disrespect to those 3 programs. Now, you play in a Virginia Tech, and I talked about this in the pregame show. Okay? Miami has never beaten Virginia Tech 4 games in a row since 92. I apologize. I was wrong. They did not play last year. All right. Again, it was a home game. It was against the first ACC opponent. Okay. Virginia Tech was doing whatever the hell they wanted to. That Tootin guy, he did what he wanted. And luckily the Virginia Tech guys were dropping the ball, and that little quarterback for Virginia Tech was missing some of the passes. But again, and if y'all remember, back in the preseason, I was talking about Cam Ward trying to do what he think is right, but it's too much. And he tries too hard and makes mistakes. That's what was happening. Okay. Some of those passes, he was a little bit too overconfident in putting the ball in there.
Probably because the offensive
Okay.
line couldn't block and everybody was rushing at
And
them. That's why.
and you know, they had that one play in the, I think it was the third quarter. It was supposed to be a screen pass, but the offensive line, I'm gonna get to that too. Oh, we got all kind of folks showing up. The offensive line could not stop that defensive line of Virginia Tech. They could not do it. Okay. And Cam threw that little screen to Restrepo that ended up being a loss for, like, I don't know, back to Key West or something. But again, I know people are going to say, but Miami won. You should be happy that they won. Yes, I'm glad they won, but they should not have won that game. They should not have been in a position to have, you know, everybody waiting on pins and needles on what the ref was going to call. Okay, just you could throw that play out that play doesn't count. But again, Miami put themselves in a hole at halftime that they could not get out of. The defense never adjusted. And it wasn't like Virginia Tech was, I mean, they nickeled and dimed them to death. The offensive line could not block. It was just again, nothing has changed in 20 years.
I mean,
and I'm telling you, Miami.
You keep saying the offensive line.
No, it has nothing to do with the sacks. The pressure. Okay.
Just let you down, okay, that was a tough game. That was a tough game.
Give me just a second, hey Rue. Give me a second. Hey Rue, give me a second. Give me a second, hey Rue, and you will have your time. I promise you, buddy. I promise you. It was just, this is the same thing we've seen, you know, and this is not a top 10 Miami team, maybe a top 15, but if they continue to play like this, they will not win the ACC and they will not go to the playoffs, you know.
If what not?
So,
say that again.
I said if they continue to play like this, all right.
What makes you think that?
I said if.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If they continue to play. Okay. If they continue to play. They're not going to do, they're not going anywhere.
No, this they wake up game.
Now I hope so.
Oh.
I hope so.
Look, Georgia just won a 13-12 game against Kentucky.
I understand that. I understand that. But I don't care about Georgia. I'm talking about Miami.
Well, don't call y'all team sucky and think we still in the same. Listen, you said it's the same thing in 20 years. You know how that's wrong? Because we would have lost. We would have lost. That game, we would have got gutted. We wouldn't even came back if it was last year or the year before or 20 years ago. We wouldn't have been able to pull that victory out. That was gutsy.
Well, we did it against Duke.
No, we didn't pull anything out. The referees were in our favor. Because I thought for sure that they were going to screw us on that call. I mean, I didn't see any possession, but that's beside the point.
I did too. I was worried.
But the point is, Miami should have never been in that position to begin with. Just like Georgia Tech last year with the fumble. Okay, against Georgia Tech.
Was paid to throw the game for a minute.
I'm wondering. I don't know.
Especially that last drive. I said, man, what you doing? You dropping the snap? What you doing, Cam?
Oh, boy.
He had me worried.
All right.
This is the first time I was worried. I admit.
Okay, QB. Glad to have you here along with Larry Frank. QB, please give us some words of wisdom and consoling.
There's two sides to this. On one side, you can somewhat agree with Studio. Like, games like this happen. This was the first ACC game, and you have struggles. Like, no team is going to have some super dominant 50-point win every game. But you got to give Cuban and South Coast credit. All they did was say, hey, this might not be as perfect as you think it is. Because here's the difference, Studio, with this game. This game with Vatek wasn't just some lucky plays and they scored points. They had a game plan, they stuck with it, and they scored 30-some points against this defense. And remember the last show I was on South Coast when I told Studio about that UNC game that was on Guidry? Who we looking at now? Remember when everybody blamed TVD? I said, there's something up with this defense. There will be games where people will gash you. And this great D-line got 8. I don't want to hear about injuries because we bragged about depth all preseason. They got destroyed. And think about this. Everybody's looking at the fake field goal because that kind of cost Vatek. But it wasn't that fake field goal. It was like a play or two before that when Drones underthrew that receiver. That was probably going to be a touchdown right there. That's where they missed points.
That's what I was talking about. Larry Frank. I'm sorry. QB. Go ahead. No, he Larry Frank left. Go ahead, QB. Continue. They will let Faith, Family, and Football talk.
There are going to be better teams like this. We have to hope that this is just one game. But Drones is not a great QB. He was just solid this game. Now we look at this schedule. We might find some other people who have a good game. Also, this is also a game that Ken Ward struggled. And folks are going to look at it and say, what if we try this with him? Because the difference between Vatek's defense and USF was they actually got to him. That was the difference.
Hold up, I thought we had the great wall of Mirrorball, QB.
But hold on. Hold on, y'all.
Okay.
They got the number one sacker in the country, bro. This dude is a first-round defensive end.
Okay. Go ahead, QB. Go ahead,
QB. They got most returning starter. They was expected to be a tough team, but they lost to a 5-0 Rutgers, who just knocked off Washington, who we lost to. So we can't count Virginia Tech out like they some crappy team. They were picked to be one of the ones to win the ACC this year.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
Hayru, I'm not picking on you, buddy. I'm not picking on you. But you said you said in the pregame, Hayru, that this was a trash team Miami was playing. I'm not. This is not pick on.
You got me.
This is not. I'm not picking. This is not a pick on Hayru. This is not anything like that. I'm just saying because if I would, if I'd have been wrong, hey. And I'm not here to say anybody trying to be right or wrong. I'm just saying, we talked about it.
I said we don't win by 30. We got exposed, right? So there was some exposing. We did get exposed defensively. We looked like we still, and then Guidry got scared to send that heat, start sending the spy, letting them throw it around. And then we had the same problem we had against South Florida with that little tight end, little setup. That's what they were killing us on. So, they took some game film from that. And they got a few little bit better athletes than South Florida. They supposed to because they Virginia Tech.
My bad, QB. I'm sorry. I interrupted QB. Go ahead, QB.
Oh, you go ahead.
All right. Okay. Faith, Family, Football. Get your elbows out. Say something.
Fellas, look, I got here late, so I'm not sure what was already discussed. Forgive me.
Oh, you want Cuban to go in again? I
No.
went
Hey,
QB sets the table, man. QB sets the table. But I'm gonna tell you what the turning point for me, guys, is we got the ball and we're driving. We're up 14-7. We go all the way down the field. Cam does a scramble drill and hits George in the back right pylon. It's a touchdown, but it gets called back on holding on Bell. And when they showed the instant replay, guys, I might be a little biased, but I just didn't see the hold. And so if y'all remember, the very next play, Cam throws the pick. 2 plays later, Big Boy goes for 55 yards and it's a touchdown. And we were like downhill ever since, trying to climb up a hill. And and y'all think about the USF game was the first game we ever trailed, and it got kind of shaky in the first half. Now, I know some fans say, well, I wasn't worried. I know we were better. Well, guess what? We played USF 2.0 today. They were much better. They had the more mature quarterback. They had 21 returning starters out of 22. So you played a better version of USF, and it felt like that to where, hey, you ain't going to just beat them in the third quarter. You're going to have to play every play to the last second Hail Mary, and that call really could have went either way. But to me, the game changed. So we had the momentum. Defense was flying around. When we went up 20-7, they got called back. The next play, Cam throws the pick. 2 plays later, big boy goes 55 yards. Now it's a 14-14 ball game.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Oh, hold on.
Okay. Go ahead.
I do agree with that. But do you think also the game changed when that Vatek running back ran it all the way for like a 50, 60-yard run and they called holding on that?
Well, they end up scoring on that same drive. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. My bad.
But but the announcer said that wasn't holding. That was a game changer as well.
I agree with you, but I would say this: they end up still scoring on that drive. We didn't score on ours. We threw a pick the next play.
But hold on, we did get that back though. I hope you know that. I mean, they were about to score and we got a turnover, so it kind of evened itself out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we can. And Larry Frank, you're next up, but I mean, we can talk about the this penalty. Is it a penalty? Not a. But again, I think everything washed out and canceled each other out. But the fact of the matter is, the defense allowed 206 rushing yards.
One more thing
in the game.
Stop, coach. One more thing, but this is I think the second and third game that this happens to Bell. Bell, I said this a while ago. Bell's feet are too slow. He does not extend his arm. He needs a red shirt. He should not be playing on that field. But if sorry ass Mirabal,
like
hold
that,
on.
man.
If sorry ass Mirabal was a good coach, he would have had Sampson out there. But Mirabal is a sorry ass coach, and he cannot develop offensive linemen. I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. We cannot run the ball. We cannot pass block. Cam is a damn magician. If Cam is not a magician, we have major issues. I'm sorry. Larry Frank.
Okay, Larry Frank. Welcome, buddy. Give us your words of wisdom.
First things first, I think the defense, you got to look at the last couple of games we played, and we talked about this. FAMU, Ball State, South Florida. It was fool's gold with the defense. This defense has some of the same tendencies that they've had the last couple of seasons, giving up big plays, missed tackles, out of place, and it reared its ugly head again tonight. And this defense has always made quarterbacks, mediocre quarterbacks, look like Heisman candidates. For a while in that game, until that last drive, I didn't know if Cam Ward was still playing for Miami or he put on a Virginia Tech jersey. Because Drone, he made some insane plays and some insane throws. So that's the first thing we got to come to grips with, is that the defense is just not what we think they are. Secondly, the running game. I don't care if the running game got going in the third quarter. That was desperation. And clearly Mario took over the play calling, in my opinion, because you saw 3 straight runs coming out of halftime. He didn't mix up the passing. But why does it take until the third quarter for the running game to get going? Notice when the running game kind of caught a little bit of light, that's when the offense balanced out. As long as the running game was not working in the first half, we were on our heels because they were locking down the pass. They were putting pressure on Cam. So at this point, this is what we have to look at as Canes fans moving forward. Everybody's saying how easy the schedule is. Guess what? I don't want to hear shit about how easy the schedule is, because guess what? We got bailed out by the refs at the end of the game. Because I expected them to say the ruling on the field stand. I was literally ready to fucking break my 75-inch television because I thought the referee was going to say it, we're going to lose, and this and that. Why? Yeah. You put the game in the refs' hands, and you just don't do that. So that's my 2 cents.
Well, the crazy thing is, I'll get you. Hey, hang on. The crazy thing is, Mr. Frank, I would be saying the same things if we lost.
Yep.
And that is And again, the things that we're talking about are what happened tonight. Things came to fruition, if you will. Things that we have been talking about for 3 weeks now.
Yep.
You know, the same thing we've been talking about. The running game. Hey, we cracked 30 yards rushing in the first half.
Somebody got to go on mute.
Yeah, somebody's got
I think it's Faith family.
Could be Faith. Your little feedback there. Okay. All right, appreciate it. But no. Yeah, we cracked 30 yards rushing in the first half. I mean, they were down 24-17 at half. But
well, we cracked 30 yards, but take Cam's stats out. Both Fletcher and Martinez had 12 yards apiece, I believe.
I was trying to be positive, Mr. Frank.
My bad.
Okay, that's okay. We'll let it slide this time, but next time. But no, still.
Studio hasn't gone.
Okay. All right, Hayru. You have the floor, Hayru. You have the floor. Let Hayru talk. Go ahead, Hayru.
Oh, he's quiet now.
But you know, it's crazy though, because you know when Hayru comes back on, I'll give him the floor, but I'll say a few more words. You know, it's crazy because I know for me, there he is. Go ahead, Hayru.
I was finna join on my phone. I gotta pick up the phone.
Okay, ho. Stop. Okay, Mr. Suarez first. Thank you. I appreciate your comment there. Good teams find a way to win. Shit fans also find a way to make it seem like it's a loss. I understand that. Okay. Hey, look, it's cool if you feel that way. That's fine. But it's not so much the winning or losing for me. It's how they played the game. I know that's a worn out cliche, but you know, they could have lost that game, you know. Yeah, I agree. Good teams find a way to win, but you know, the thing is, Miami, in my opinion, they put themselves in that predicament. You know, they should not have come down to what's the referee going to say.
Oh no, he's probably talking about me.
No, Mark, no, Mr. Suarez. No. I know. I'm just saying. You bring up a good point, though, Manny. You bring up a very good point, because as a fan base collective, you have that sentiment, okay? And here's the thing, where, you know, like I said, if Miami would have lost the game, I'd be saying the same thing, because all I'm doing is just, I guess I'm just kind of stating the obvious of what we all just saw. Right, you know?
Let me go in on these guys right quick, Mr. So I like I said in the beginning, I'm tired of being, you know, PC and being nice, right? When Mario was hired, right, I was like, I heard, talent's gonna come in. We're gonna have the best talent in the world. Average ass Virginia Tech was beating us up. I'm not trying to hear. Me, Larry Frank, Jordan, Utah been saying this program always has talent. What sucks is our coaching. Our coaching sucks. I'm not trying to hear all these little fanboys talking about, you know, this and this and that. No. It's rinse and repeat. We have a sorry ass offensive line coach. Our recruits are our recruits. You know, we have 5-star, 10 stars. We have first round draft picks, this and that. And we have average teams bullying us up. I said it and I saw it against Ball State and FAMU. I'm like, if we cannot run the ball against Ball State and FAMU, we have issues. And everybody's like, but we rushed for 300 yards, 200 yards, all this talent. Man, we don't have that much talent, man. Like all this, you know, I'm tired of being the nice guy. This whole talent shit, I'm not trying to hear it. if Cam was not the quarterback of this team, we would suck. It's because we've been recruiting at a horrible fucking level. I've been trying to be nice and not say it, but we have been recruiting at a shitty level. South Coast said, hey, Ray needs to get the hell off the team because Ray can't catch the ball and run forward. You know, it's like, and then we have Martinez. Like, I'm sorry, John, to go off on this tangent because I'm tired of these groupie ass fan bases that always think, oh, everything is great, pump sunshines and rainbows, right? But when I say, hey, Manny was 8 points away from going 10-2, they want to call me a Manny lover or whatever, X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? Close games do happen. I just hope people understand that. But I also hope people understand Miami always has talent. I'm not trying to hear this shit that, you know, like studios like, oh, now our offensive line is 6'10" and weighs 330 pounds. And you had, Jordan, you called it in the beginning of the game when you went over the depth chart. B-Tech has a small defensive line, and they were pushing our shit in. I am not trying to hear all these excuses about, no more excuses about, oh, we need talent or none of that stuff. I am tired of the bullshit. Enough of the bullshit. You know, that's it. So I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
You might well start watching until they fire Mario.
No. Fire Mirrorball.
No, you might well start watching the game until they fire Mario and Mirrorball. Turn your television off.
Fire Mirrorball.
No.
I got a simple
question. I will. Yes, go ahead, QB, please.
Are we redshirting Mark Fletcher?
Ooh.
No, he played.
Yeah, he played. He came.
How much?
I don't think he's played his 4 games. Was this?
No, he played his 5th game. This is his 5th game.
5th game? Okay.
Game.
We're playing him like a red shirt.
Yeah.
No, we're playing him like he came off an injury, bringing him along slowly. Y'all got to understand, but this is going to be a 16-game season, boy. We got to manage.
But again, if Miami's offensive line cannot protect Cam against,
man, Cam maybe got 2 sacks. Y'all stop.
It has nothing to do with sacks. It's about pressure.
Okay,
the offensive line for Miami could not stop Virginia Tech's pass rush. They got penetration. They were pushing those guys back.
Only a few plays like that, bro. For the most part, if that's the case, they would have beat our ass.
Well,
they did beat our ass.
Well, they did beat our ass.
They beat our ass.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And honestly, a lot of the pressure is what threw Cam Ward out of sync and make some of those mistakes. You know, luckily, luckily at the end where he just threw that ball to
make a play.
The tight end at the end.
Williams.
Thank you. Can't even think. When he threw that to Williams, you know, because when I was watching, I'm like, oh shit, here we go. He's going down, but he got it. That was luck.
No, playmaking.
No, that was luck.
That was luck. He did it the other day. He did it last week.
Look. Hey, Rue, I love you, brother, but that is luck.
Man, playing backyard football ain't nothing lucky about Cam Ward.
That was luck.
The Restrepo was luck.
Even the Restrepo.
That Restrepo is a part of being the number 1 receiver in the nation. You make catches like that.
So I got something to Cuban's point, though, right? Because I mean, obviously in the game, you can tell the O-line wasn't playing perfect. But I would also say there's some context that's missing, too. When you're down 2 possessions and you really got a pass to come back, they can pin their ears back.
Yeah, that's a little bit different.
So I also would say that as well.
Okay,
number 2,
good. You're right on the
point. What about the first half when we couldn't run the ball?
No, I'm with you. I'm not talking about the run. I was speaking more so when that pass rush is getting after.
And you're absolutely right, QB. That was Faith said that. Okay, you're absolutely right. When Miami had to throw the ball, of course Virginia Tech's going to pin their ears back. But what does the what does the offense do to counteract that? What does the offense, whether it be Mirabal or Dawson, what do you do to counteract that? Because, I would think that as an offensive coordinator, if you know that you have to throw the ball, you have to think as your enemy, as your opposition thinks. You see what I'm saying?
I say to Johnson, we need to run more creative run play like that. That's what I think I'll run a problem at.
I honestly, I think the running plays are good, just basic running plays, but you can't get anywhere because there's no open lanes for the running backs, and there is still
it's easy to stop though.
I think Martinez is hesitating a little too much.
Yeah, I'm tired of that too. That little jump step and then go. Come on, just hit the hole straight away one time for me, Martinez. I agree with that. I've been protecting this man for the long.
His dancing, I think he just needs to hit it and get it. I think we talked about that the other day. Now again, if that's his style, okay, but sometimes you have to adapt, evolve, and move on. But still, me personally, the offensive line has made improvements, but I mean, dude, this is game 5. Okay, this is Virginia Tech. No disrespect to Virginia Tech, but regardless of what the defense did or did not do, okay, let's look at the offensive side of the ball for Miami. Okay, there's no way that offensive line should have allowed Virginia Tech's defensive line, their front, to dictate what was going on. And yes, they had that defensive end. I don't know his name. 52 or whatever his number was.
Yeah, APR.
Yeah, he was a very good player. But again, I don't know if Bell is ready. I don't know why Sampson's not getting some time out there.
I know. But against FAMU, his fat ass. I'm sorry, he doesn't have the feet and he doesn't have the arms. He needs his red shirt. But again, this is why I say Mirabal sucks, because this is year 3 and he still can't get a damn guy out there.
Right.
This is the problem.
I mean, again, I know we have discussed this in previous shows, but the development, the technique development is, I don't see it. It's almost like the offense or the team is resting on the laurels of the previous 4 games. You know what I'm saying?
And Jordan, you saw it on Twitter. Remember in the summertime that one guy was saying that Martinez was better than Duke Johnson and freaking Walton and all these guys. And I got called crazy.
Sam Brown had a good game today.
Who?
Sam Brown. He had 2 big catches that we needed.
Man, he needs to get the ball and go forward and stop dancing around. There was one time he had a first down, and he's dancing around. He does seem like he's afraid to get hit. Yeah, he's afraid to get hit. He needs to stop doing that. This is Miami. This is what I try to tell you guys in the summertime and in the spring and in the winter. When you come to Miami, it's a different type of environment. The only one that seems to understand that was Cam Ward, because he's balling his ass out. Some of the rest of these dudes don't understand the pressures of playing at Miami. This is no joke. Listen to us. I mean, Miami is treated like a professional football team. It's not treated like a college football team. So. And also, I bring up another point too. My opinion. Love me or hate it for it, but Feld needs to go to. Our strength and conditioning is suck and win. I don't
Why
understand
you
why
say that now? Y'all want to find any way to call your team.
We've been saying this for a while.
This is week 5.
And how can you measure
you got guys going down, cramping and hurting.
On a short week.
Swayze never had that problem.
Studio, we played. Studio, hold on, Studio. We played
never had nobody had cramps on the field.
Studio,
not like what we're having now.
Man, y'all stop it. Y'all try to find any way to call your own team trash. You just turned the okay, the line trash.
No.
People, this is the thing. This is the funny thing because everybody said, "Look how soft Matty teams are. They always practicing inside the practice facility." And now look at this team. They can't even stand the damn humidity. What the hell is this?
It's
freaking beat seconds out there good, and we're like cramping up. What the hell's going on out here? I mean, whatever.
It's a sad day when a Miami football team cannot play in the heat or the rain.
Oh my God!
I have a question for Studio. When Vatek was cramping up and getting injured, were they faking it?
Ooh, good point.
Okay.
No, because listen, Virginia Tech and Miami game, that's a heated rivalry.
Right.
I'm talking about going back to 40-something years. You went through it. There's a couple of undefeated teams we had to win for a drop 2-point conversion, and Virginia Tech wasn't even that good that year. They had to depend on Ed Reed to snatch a ball and run it back for a touchdown to beat them.
That was Boston College.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You're right. But still.
No, Hayru, you're right. You're right.
And you're not going to have blowouts and we just dominate and look totally better than everybody else every game. That's ridiculous.
No, Hayru,
why do Virginia Tech got scholarship?
Hayru, you're right. It was, matter of fact, it was the 01 team. They were playing at Virginia Tech, and they missed the 2-point conversion. That's what sent them to the Rose Bowl. So you're right. But
I can pull out some more close games.
I'm probably wrong in saying this, but that was a different Virginia Tech team, and that was a poor game planning coached Miami team.
That Virginia Tech team just played Florida State at a national championship. Studio. What are you talking about, man? That Virginia Tech team was wrong.
That was the Virginia Tech team?
Yeah, that was that
team.
What
about that sorry ass Boston College team?
That's when I think Walters intercepted it and Ed Reed took it from him. But still, again, I know we're going off topic here, but when it comes to 01, 02, that was, in my opinion, the coaching staff's inabilities. They just let the talent be talent on the field. They didn't really coach very well. But what I'm saying is,
I kind of believe Mario a little bit like that too. He's not that great of a coach.
But hold on,
we got the talent. But y'all just say our talent's trash though. So maybe
no. I'm not saying I'm not saying the young men are trash. I'm not saying the young men are trash. I never said that. I'm saying they're not being developed. They're not being developed.
We ain't got no
studio. What did you say before the game? Oh, V-Tech sucks. We're gonna blow them out by 100 points. Didn't you say that?
I said we don't win by 30, then we got exposed somewhere. And we got exposed defensively.
So nothing offensively. Nothing. We didn't get exposed offensively, huh?
No, because we were finna blow them out until they caught that phantom ass holding. And then Karen Roy
blow him out.
He got baited on that play. All he had to do is just throw it over his head. That was a touchdown to Restrepo. Pick six, boom.
I'm not trying to be argumentative, Hayru, but I did not see any point in this game where Miami was going to blow it out.
When we were going to go up 21-7. And we were that whole half. They couldn't stop us on offense, really. Until he threw them down. That fumble shit he was trying to do. I said, you know what? I take that. He trying to make a play. And then that pick with a little DB baited him. I said, damn, X-Man was wide all he had to do is throw it a little soft over his head. Okay, boom. They went down there and scored. I was like, oh, shit, we finna be in the game. This going to be a game.
And, honestly, you have to give credit to Virginia Tech on that because that probably came from film study.
It did. Because I said, you know what? One of them players going, because they seen Cam know how to bait you and move and make the safety move with us. I said, one of them DBs going to act like he going and he ain't going to go. And that's what he did.
Right.
Well,
right.
Jordan,
now.
One thing, Jordan, no disrespect, Jordan, but if I see another little white receiver burning, our DBs.
You noticed that, huh?
Yes, I did notice that.
You noticed that.
If I see
Yeah,
another,
he was kind of cooking us.
That
we still got crossing route issues.
That and the slow white boy tight ends.
They always get it. Those two things
every time. Every time.
The guy from Clemson last year.
Hey, you want to hear something crazy, Cuban? I usually check other teams to see if they have any of those little white boy receivers or slow white tight ends because, I mean, dude, in 20 years, they've killed us, and it just is what it is. It is what it is,
Y'all want to know my personal conspiratorial opinion?
Oh, please do tell us.
This game, when that little 21, we were going to go 21-7, right? And he threw that pick. I said, man, they trying to make this shit close because we blow this shit out. They tune out. And then that Georgia Tech game last year, right? Mm-hmm. When the coach said, oh, yeah, we're going to go and there's going to be an extra. We're going to go overtime. I was like, who the hell predicts overtime? I said, you know what? They tried to orchestrate a little overtime game and it got out of our hands and we lost that shit. I said, this one almost got out of our hands too. They tried to orchestrate a little good game for the TV, the cousins playing. They sell that shit too, man. I just think Cam looked like he was trying to throw the game a little bit. Boy, I was like, wow, word for a minute. I ain't gonna lie. And I blame it all on Cam.
Now to Adrian Presley's comment here, if they would have scored, if Miami would have scored and went up 21-7, it may have been a different game. But again, I give credit to Virginia Tech and their defense. They probably, like I said, they probably studied film and saw that formation and knew what was going to probably happen. So I think that type of play, that's just football. Okay, that's just being prepared. But again, it's another, in my opinion, it's another example of Miami should have never been in that position to begin with. They basically, they didn't score on the first drive, but then Virginia Tech got the ball, went right down the field. And I know Miami was up 14-7, but it's like, Virginia Tech came to play. Straight up, Virginia Tech came to play. And
hold on. I want to talk about, what's his name? Christophero's comment. Because this is the first game where a defense played to stop Cam passing. All the other games was about stopping the run. But this was the game where they tried to stop the pass. Yeah. And we still couldn't run the ball. Right.
That's scary.
But old Cuban said that against FAMU, and I got my ass destroyed. I'm like, I see shit, man. When I see shit, if we couldn't run against FAMU, but then you got Who the Guru out here talking about we had 3,000 yards rushing against FAMU. I'm like, that was all in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, you didn't see the first half when we couldn't run against FAMU.
Right, and it's all about taking away the weapon, and in Miami's case, it's Cam Ward. So whether you keep him on the sideline or you gear your defense to stop the pass, because hey, it's no secret that Miami really isn't rushing the ball well. Now, once the opposing team gets tired and just overmatched, then Miami gets their rushing yards. But I think just like with Georgia Tech last year, we talked about Georgia Tech found the blueprint, the golden ticket to stop Miami's offense vis-a-vis TVD. Did Virginia Tech just do the same thing? And Presley brings another good point. Is it Mirabal or is it Dawson's scheme?
You don't ask Cuban that question.
No, Cuban, you're exempt from that question. You're exempt. Me personally, the offensive line just isn't developing very well. Especially if you. Yes, please.
So okay, so I'm with y'all in the sense of, man, the O-line was not great, but I will also say this, y'all. A lot of times we run in an inside zone scheme, right, or a duo, whatever you want to call it. Virginia Tech's base defense was what I call a 4-2-5. They had 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, and 6 DBs. If our base spread is 2-2 or 3-1, that means we have 5 down linemen trying to block 6 defenders. We're running into a wall. Think about our best running play was the reverse to Chris Johnson, which was a little wrinkle. Maybe we need to add some more wrinkles. But what I'm saying is, I think it may be a scheme thing on top of that. But I'm going to tell you another thing, though. Let me say one more thing, and I'll let y'all jump in. In the midst of us running the inside zone, you got to also keep in mind that sets up our play action passes for a strep roll, for a royal, number one. And number two, it sets up our RPOs, because that's the easiest transition from a quarterback to fake it and be at the top of his feet to get rid of the ball. So I think it's a scheme thing, yes, where it hurts us because there's not a lot of creativity, but it also opens up your Heisman candidate quarterback as well. I'm out.
I have a question. So why was VTech able to run the ball?
I think they had more creativity. Remember, they had that quick pitch where they were pulling the 2 guys. They had creativity in their run scheme. I think they ran more offensive plays. They ran zone, inside zone. They ran that quick pitch, which was killing us, where they were forcing our corners to come tackle the 300-pound running back. That's a scheme thing. I think Virginia Tech committed to it, and they ran different forms. Like, think about the 49ers. I'm not a 49ers fan, but that dang Kyle Shanahan can run the same play in 5 different formations and 5 different blocking ways. Virginia Tech ran big boy up the middle, off tackle, and then they ran the quick pitch to him. Get that quick pitch to Chris Johnson on our team. He might be running down the sideline too.
Yeah, but it seems we run the same damn play right up the. It looks
I'm
like
with you.
Lastly.
I agree.
It looks like Lastly's our offensive coordinator. We run it right to the middle every single time. And
right.
It's like,
Agreed.
I don't understand what we're doing, and I think VTech was playing more of a 3-3-5 than a 4-2-5, because they had a lot of people in the middle to block us, and they were just blitzed out. Again, I don't think they were stacking the line. Our line just cannot run block for shit. That's why I said get Mirabal out of Miami. He's horrible. He doesn't recruit well, and he doesn't coach well. I'm sorry.
Well, they did. The running back. I know Fletcher. Fletcher stepped up really well. Picking up some of the blitzes and stuff. But I tell you, when Miami lined up in that I formation, and he hit McCormick for that touchdown, that. Imagine if Miami was able to have, 100+ yards rushing. That's what that would open up. I thought that was probably one of the best play calls of the night. But, I was under the impression, and maybe it's just me, but I was under the impression that Dawson was supposed to open up the playbook tonight. But,
uh-oh.
Well, I'm being sarcastic
a lot of
because
little wrinkle plays.
Yeah, you hear that, but I'm just being funny.
That play action class, that touchdown of what's her name was beautiful.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Rocky, I'm good, dude. I'm good. But it's like, as far as offensively, in my opinion, if the O-line would have provided, or not so much the O-line, but if Cam Ward had better protection, something may, things may have been a little bit more productive. But defensively, come on, Guidry. If they're gonna, so Virginia Tech gonna do what they're gonna do. first quarter, second quarter. Okay, you get into halftime. Were there no adjustments made? Did it was Arroyo. Thank you, Mr. Santino. I'm bad with names. Forgive me. But I mean, I would have thought at halftime somebody would have picked up on that defensively. But yeah, I was being funny, Ellen. But it you know, I'm just going to say Miami is very, very fortunate that they were even able to get the game to end on a replay review.
Yeah.
I mean, because, dude, I'm telling you, you can ask Cuban and Heyru, you're on the group chat. I'm like, back in the, halftime's third quarter, I'm like, man, I'm losing confidence. The game is slipping away, and it had all the earmarkings of a loss. It's the same thing we saw against Georgia Tech.
And number 19 is light in the ass on defense. The dude from Marshall, that dude, he looks like a high school player.
You know what? Don't do him every time you see somebody with a bad play. Don't just throw him under the bus, bro. You seen him guys I agree. But he's been playing pretty good all year, bro.
Nah,
against y'all ain't game fans, man. Y'all.
No. Here's the thing. Again, I can't speak for Cuban because he does a fine job of that on his own. But I don't think anybody's trashing the player. I think, and I don't want to, and if I'm speaking out of turn, Cuban, you tell me. Cuban's basically saying that, the guy just isn't ready. Okay. But again, I was going to say with the defensive back play, nothing's changed.
Ready on our team. Cam Ward, the only guy ready on our team.
Justice Scott is ready. If you saw that big ass number 98, Justice Scott is ready. Number 24 of that.
Well, then why they don't get so much money? Y'all Justice Scott was so ready.
Huh? Was that?
Why ain't get a sack in there if he's so ready?
I didn't hear you, studio.
I said, why he didn't get a sack in there if he's so damn ready?
Because he was blocking shit. He's a defensive tackle. That number 24. Malik Bryant was getting sacks. Malik Bryant was ready. Frederick was ready.
I love Malik Bryant.
Yeah, Malik Bryant was doing this shit. Frederick was doing this shit. He got that BS pass interference, but he was balling. Zaquan Patterson was balling.
Yes.
That's another phantom call that kept him in the game. You start that play, it wouldn't have went down to that either.
No, I agree. But I'm just saying there's just some people that should not be on that field.
Right? They're just not ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. No,
on that field.
How?
They don't.
Now, okay.
Man, come on,
all right,
bro.
Now,
one bad play, bro, or one bad game, Cuban gonna just.
No. We saw this coming. Christopher, I hope I didn't butcher that too hard. Yeah, I agree. The tackling and the angles, that was poor. Again, it's like we saw Manny tackling out there. There were times, I think it was Saint, and or Alston had a chance to get the quarterback. I think it was Saint left his feet and the quarterback kind of whoop, but this wasn't the same defense, and I'm not talking numbers wise. I'm talking how the defense played. This was not the same defense we saw in the first 4 games. Okay.
This was Rutgers adjacent.
Yes.
Like when you look at Louisville and the USC games last year, they out-coached them. They were doing motions and stuff like that.
Yes.
Confusing.
Yes.
The Rutgers game, they just ran right at them. Like Virginia Tech wasn't doing anything special.
No.
They just ran right at them.
Yes, exactly. Oh, and yeah, Derek G says correct. They took VT as a joke. I don't know so much as a joke, but I think they felt that, hey, we're rolling. You know, it's Virginia Tech. They're 2-2. You know, took it for granted. You know, but I'm hoping. Here's what I'm hoping. With all the stuff that went down tonight, okay? With all the stuff that went down, I'm hoping that this game serves as a wake-up call. It serves as, all right, guys, we got work to do. Okay? Hopefully they learn and they improve. Uh-oh. Looks like we got Canes 2024 greater than Canes 2001. You got anything to add to the commentary?
Oh, yeah, this guy here.
What's up?
That's what I thought. Again, I didn't want to make any presumptions, but please feel free to share your comments, thoughts, theories, and opinions, sir.
I mean, you see my comment.
Hey, sir, you said you're one of the guys that said that Martinez was one of the greatest running backs ever in the face of earth.
What's going on? I had to get my microphone together. What did you say?
You said Martinez was one of the greatest running backs on the face of this earth. Didn't you say that, sir?
You know what? I don't like how the coaching staff is misusing Martinez. He's not a shotgun style running back. He's a downhill, high formation, single back type of runner. That's his strong suit. So he chose money over fit. And I don't like that the coaching staff is doing that to the young man. But at the end of the day, I mean, I can't think, aside from Duke Johnson and maybe Lamar Miller, I can't think of a better running back that's been here since him. I mean, the production is there, he's misused.
Production where at?
Oregon State, where he was used correctly.
He does have a point, Cuban. Again, I'm not trying to patronize. Well, first question, is that Chris Kane doing dishes in the background? But no, I will ask this question first. Canes 2024 greater than Canes 2001.
Say that again for the people in the back. The mail didn't hear you. Say it again for the people in the back.
Well, first I have a question before we move forward.
But we would be moving backwards first. Can you repeat that? Because I don't think you said it enough. I don't think you said it with enough conviction.
Well, I mean, no. Seriously, I think you bring up a very good point. And honestly, I never thought about it. Again, not making excuses or patronizing anybody, but that is a good point. Is Martinez a shotgun back, or is he better at being, the single back or, the quarterback under center or whatever? I don't know. But that is a good point.
I mean, if you look at the highlights are a majority of him being in a single back situation. We know who his quarterback was last year, so doggone well they weren't looking to slang it 50 times a game. So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding.
Man, why bring his ass over here? I mean, Travis Homer, Cam Harris, DJ Dallas, Mark Walton.
I'm being facetious though. I'm being facetious on that point.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a damn good point. I never thought of it. But I have to go back. Let me go backwards. I have to go backwards. Okay. Did you get a new shirt yet?
I'm gonna keep the same 3 shirts in rotation. I kind of like those. The way the light illuminates off of them. I think it makes my commentary better.
I mean, I think it's time to change the pink shirt. I know the little black one wasn't too bad, but no. But still, regardless of whether Martinez is a single back or I back, whatever, it's the fact of the matter is, he's not getting the yards. Okay. Oh,
DJU Mass Martinez.
Yeah. So, again, there's still work to be done on the offensive line. Okay. Oh.
But again, we got to take this into consideration, though. We're talking about a quarterback that has worked exclusively out of the gun.
Right.
And then we're talking about a running back that's worked exclusively out of the I formation.
Right. Now,
you're going to go with the guy that is going to have a bigger – you're going to roll with the scheme that benefits the guy that is going to be most responsible for wins. Damian Martinez is no. Cam Ward was not brought now. If Reese Poffenbarger was the quarterback, then you will probably see more initiative to do things that benefit Damian Martinez. But this is not about trying to get a running back who, even with his Oregon State production, was going to be at the best maybe second day pick, which probably is going to slide down to the third day now due to simple mismanagement of being at the University of Miami, because the NFL in many aspects is primarily shotgun. So no. And then like I told QB, we were talking on Twitter. People blaming Dawson, but again, we got to hold people's feet to the fire. Y'all said Cam Ward has full autonomy to do whatever he wants to do. So for Studio talking about, we need to be more creative in the run game, and Cuban with his, assertion of mirror ball. Our quarterback has the ability to audible to these particular plays. If he wants to run a sweep to the outside, he got full autonomy to say, all right, boom, I got to look. I think we can seal off the left or the right side. We're gonna run it that way. So if he wants to continue to call dive plays, and that's fine. But I'm not.
Right.
At least what I want to do, right? We were torn, and we were pulled to either side about the TVD Shannon Dawson thing, right? I still believe Shannon Dawson is just a play caller, not a coordinator. But now you have come out and said that we have the utmost trust in the quarterback that if he don't see something that he likes, he's gonna check out of it. So you can't just assume that's always gonna be a positive. So we have to say that Cam Ward is checking into some of these dive runs to open up. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Faith in Football said some of these play action passes that, get Restrepo open. So,
Yeah, right. Oh, so there's some comments being thrown out that I really like.
Even I ain't talking about the 2024 Canes being better than 01 Canes, then they're not really good.
I got a question.
So go ahead. Who is that? QB?
Yeah, I got a question, Scott. So basically, you're kind of saying the scheme is more to fit Cam Ward instead of Martinez.
24 greater than 01. Can you? Yeah, there you go. You sound like Chris Kane the other night washing the dishes, dude. You're doing a fine job. And if Mrs. Shad ever watches this, he's doing a fine job of washing the dishes, but getting a little clanky.
Go ahead, QB. Let QB run. Go ahead, QB.
Oh, did Shaw hear my question?
No.
Go ahead.
Okay. If we're saying the scheme is more to fit Cam Ward instead of Martinez, and that's why Martinez is struggling, how many games do we keep Martinez in there if the run game is struggling? Because I know they want to run the ball as well.
Right.
So if this scheme is not fitting, then is it fitting for Lyles? Or is it or fitting for Young or Fletcher? Because we can't just keep them. If it's not the scheme and it's not doing well, then why are we keeping them in there?
Well, this is this gets back to the discussion that the people that want this particular thing to go to Capitol Hill about the NIL. This young man is being paid a certain amount of money. And this is the aspect of when people were talking about, Nick Saban on game day, and they made the reference to Florida State. Oh well, if you pay the wrong players, well, it's looking like you paid the wrong player, not due to his talent, but due to the fact that you're not going to use him effectively. Now, ideally, Jordan Lyle seems to be he and AJ Allen. Did AJ Allen even play tonight? I didn't catch
No,
the game.
he didn't play.
No.
So what is he in concussion? Is he in concussion protocol or something? Because I know that big hit from last week.
He may be in doghouse protocol. Who knows?
You gotta ask Squareball.
Well, I'm not gonna touch that one. But again, it's the thing of this is where this problem comes in at, right? We're gonna see more Fletcher, we're gonna see more Martinez, simply because we can say whatever we want to say. We probably offer more money for Mark Fletcher to come to play for Miami than Ohio State, right? So that money is still on the books. Obviously, you paying a crap ton to David Martinez because he probably could have went to any other program in the country. He could have went to Georgia. He could have went to Bama. He could have went to Texas. He could have went to Michigan. He could have went to places that fit his style more. But he comes to Miami in a situation where there's no style fit on probably the selling point of we're going to be so prolific that you are going to be able to acquiesce and fit right into this particular system. And even before the season started, we had discussions about people feeling like the offensive line was going to be on the same level as the one that we had last year, which is a complete slap in the face to Matt Lee, who was Mr. Everything, Cohen, who was a combine invitee as a junior for the symposium that they does or whatever.
Tight end. He forgot the tight end. Max protected.
And we saw some of that tonight. People made made the point that right after half, we saw 2 tight ends in the game trying to get the run. So now you're adding 7 guys, to the party. To kind of go back to what Faith in Football was saying about the defense that they were running. We got 5 trying to block 6, so then we bring in 7, and we still can't block with the half. They didn't respect the deep ball for whatever reason, and all this speed about Sam Brown and all that stuff like that. So I mean, teams are not respecting the deep ball for whatever reason.
But again, to talk about the running game, it doesn't. In my opinion, whether Martinez is a single back or I formation back, or you could have Earl Campbell and Barry Sanders back there, but if the offensive line does not create running lanes, or if Dawson and Mirabal don't create some type of offensive line blocking scheme that creates running plays, it's all for naught. So
okay, one thing, Jordan. If you look at Norman's comment, I'm not going at Norman. This is just the mentality. If Mario, believe Mario is in 5 years to rebuild, right? 2 more great recruiting class. Again, Virginia Tech does not have better players than Miami recruiting wise. I'm tired of hearing that we don't have the talent. In the ACC, we always have top 3 talent. Usually it's number 2 or number 3 because of Clemson. Stop with the recruiting stuff. It's not the recruiting. It's the coaching at this time. Players are in. We got receivers, running backs, offensive linemen, quarterbacks, DBs, linebackers, everything. I'm not trying to hear. There's nobody on Virginia Tech's team that could have started at Miami, in my opinion. Maybe the defensive end. That's it. So
there was
stop the whole, recruiting crap. People said that Manning players suck. No, Manning players were good. Manning had 2, damn near 3 5-stars of the damn team. You know what I'm saying? So stop with this whole let him bring his class in, because Miami always gets recruits. It's not recruiting, it's coaching.
Now, Novice, he said this a little earlier, but it really caught my attention. He says, is it me or was VTech attacking the side Porter was on most of the game? Yeah. Yeah, you know. I mean, they were attacking whatever. Honestly, dude, I don't think it really mattered. They could have attacked anything and they would have got what they wanted. You know.
I know you guys just hopped on right after the game. But did any of y'all see the comments that they said Mario made after the game in reference to Cam Ward?
Nah.
He essentially stated that there were, and I think QB may have shared it. There were essentially plays that were there in previous weeks that weren't there last week, which gives the illusion that, okay, well, you're predetermining where you're going to throw the ball and you're not actually reading on some of these particular plays, which obviously we know improvisation is through the roof. So, that's not a problem whatsoever.
Excuse me.
So I thought that was kind of interesting because now if Virginia Tech has picked up on that, then you got to assume that other teams are going to pick up on that as well. And you kind of get back to the whole complaint that we had with TVD where it's like, well, you're throwing the ball here because it was open last week.
Exactly. I mean, we're in week 5 or Miami has played 4 games and other teams have already picked up on their tendencies. That's what happened last year. Now, okay, Virginia Tech figures something out. Now, what does Miami's coaching staff do to say, hey, they may be on to us. Let's change it up. How do we adapt and evolve to be successful? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't know if we are going to adapt because I feel like the premise for the first couple of weeks of the season has simply been to out-talent teams, and we've been doing that successfully. Right. Tonight was a night where you still out-talented the team. You did. But the game was much closer because they may have coached a little bit better. And if the margin for error is that small and we are that much more talented than a Virginia Tech team, we might have some more interesting games because similar to last year, prior to conference play, we were scoring these exorbitant amount of points, and then we get into conference play and we cut that in half by, in terms of at least outscoring teams. So
but 24 greater than 2001. I was told back in August that this was like an easy schedule. Miami has the easiest schedule. They're going to run right through it, though.
I could see some boredom was taking place for the guys tonight. You want to test themselves. That's the type of coach Mario is. Create adversity to see how the team responds. We treated Virginia Tech like a scrimmage tonight.
It is.
You didn't catch that?
Can we talk about the final play?
Okay, go ahead.
What the hell are we doing in this final play? Like, Mario, first of all, why are you calling a timeout? He just left the timeout.
You know why he calling a timeout? He failed to call one last year. He's showing, look, that goes along with his fan base. Hey, look, see, he's getting better. He's learning from his mistakes. So I got 3 timeouts. Let me leave out this joint with none of them. Exactly. I don't blame him for calling another timeout.
Yeah, but at first I thought, Cuban, you said you talked about this in our little chat, but I'm like, I thought that the Virginia Tech coach was taking a page out of Mario's playbook, and that I'm like, dude, you could call a timeout anytime, but hey, it's cool. Let the clock run.
He did take a page out.
It's like the clock kept going and going and going, and he never called a timeout. I'm like, all right, cool, keep going, But
that's why they're 2-3.
Yeah, hey, but thanks to the refs. But and along with the offensive line and the defense, the secondary, man, what is going on with the secondary, dude? It's like almost every other pass, basically almost all the pass plays, they were wide open. And then when you had the pass interference calls, it was from the defensive backs being handsy, which I think that term was used a few weeks ago, if not about a month ago. I think somebody was talking about how handsy the defensive backs were during the game. But I don't know if the receivers, if the route running by the receivers for Virginia Tech were that good, or if the defensive backs from Miami kind of got a little lackadaisical and got caught looking in the backfield. I don't know.
I didn't even think I wouldn't have thought that Virginia Tech would have been able to be this successful throwing the ball. I mean, I know they got Taylor Lane and Tutton and the tight end, but a lot of people got involved.
The receivers beat them in the intermediate passes. They didn't beat them.
Yeah. Right. That's the whole thing.
I'm very confident in teams not beating us deep. It's just that short stuff that gets you. And for whatever reason, I don't know, the pass rush is, I don't know, like we're missing Bane. Like Tyler, like at this particular point, it's like, all right, Tyler Bane is the only one that can hurt us. So let's move protection to his side because we're not afraid of whoever's coming off the other side.
So to Derek G, yes, exactly. Virginia Tech came to play. We talked about that. And Israel, you're absolutely right. They had Virginia Tech only punted twice all night. All night.
The thing of it is, and I'll say this, that's what's up. Again, I'm not trying to dump on Gidge or anything, but it doesn't take long because, again, this is another thing we have to take into consideration. It's a multitude of factors going on now, right? Anytime a particular rule is implemented, our fans, not kind of excluding y'all on here because I think we're all pretty, level-headed, but we assume that all these particular provisions and rules are only supposed to benefit us. The implementation of, okay, now you can hire unlimited coaches.
Right.
That helps multiple people.
Right.
So you have more eyes that can break down what Shannon Dawson is doing. You have more eyes that can break down what Lance Guidry is doing. Same thing goes for our guys. Now, the thing of it is, when we look at some of the guys that we picked up, and no slight to them, but for the most part, it seemed like we went and got guys that are more so recruiters. Not saying they don't have the chops to break down film because I feel like they do, but we know what the initiative is here at the University of Miami. It is to put the most amount of talent on the field as possible and get as many individuals that can help push forward that particular initiative. Whereas you may have other teams, their objective is, well, we got the portal now, so if we get a couple of guys and we trust our coaching staff, let's dig into what particular issues they have. Like all the blitzes for the most part seem to get picked up because, I mean, at this particular point, again, we're trying to out-athlete people. Like the Malik Bryant play on the fake field goal, that was just simply Malik Bryant being a much better athlete than that guy.
Right.
So, because if he doesn't make that play, I mean, that may be a touchdown.
Could be.
Because they had the blockers out front. But, I mean, that's just my thing about it. It's like, how much of these other teams breaking down our particular film?
Right. And again, anymore. The ball bounced in the right way, so to speak, for both teams. Okay. But,
Katie, we see you. We see you, Katie.
But see, okay, so here's my thing. And again, I have no idea how the inner workings of the coaching staff goes. I don't know. I'm just an outsider thinking, if I was offensive coordinator for Miami or defensive coordinator, I would come up with the game plan, of course, for the upcoming opponent. And to ensure that there, if there's anything I can improve on or change, I think I would bounce that game plan off of the team's defensive coordinator or vice versa. You see what I'm getting at? In other words, if I'm Dawson and I have a game plan for Virginia Tech, I would kind of sit down, get with Guidry and say, hey, here's what I think offensively. How would you counteract it to where Dawson kind of has, he left. To kind of help make both sides of the ball even better. I don't know. I'm just saying it seems like to me, it seemed like Virginia Tech dotted the I's and crossed the T's coaching wise and game plan wise versus Miami. I think, again, just my opinion, I believe the attitude around the athletic center was, it's Virginia Tech. They're 2-2. We're 4-0. We have Cam. That's just my opinion.
But Jordan, could you drop the link for Anthony?
Yeah, I was about to do. I was just getting through my
Jordan, my question is, this is every single year. Why do we say the same thing every year? That's
what I'm saying. That's what I said. That when I told you nothing has changed in 20 years.
Every year is, we weren't prepared. This and that. It's like, come on, man, stop that. Stop. We said this a long time ago, Jordan. It's like we are everybody's Super Bowl. Start acting that way. It's enough of the, we weren't ready for this. We need to play. This is why I'm like, forget this whole vanilla playbook. Play your regular playbook since day one against FAMU, Ball State, against me or you, whomever. Don't stop saying that stupid stuff. Just go ahead and play. Sorry, somebody joined.
That's okay, Cuban. Anthony. All right, bring some stability and wisdom to this group, dude.
Cuban, for me, I honestly, it was the unrealistic expectation of some of our fans. They expect us to blow out every opponent this season. It doesn't work out like that. Like, let's be realistic. Virginia Tech is better than their record makes them out to be, because at the beginning of the season, they almost beat. They lost close games to better opponents and stuff like that at the beginning of the season. They almost beat Notre Dame. Didn't they face Notre Dame at the beginning of the season?
No,
I can't remember.
Played.
They
played Vandy. They lost to Vandy.
Yeah, Vanderbilt and
I thought they faced a top 10 team besides Miami.
No, lost to Vandy and Rutgers.
Yeah, they haven't played anybody but us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, top 10 wise,
Yeah, but let's be honest. You agree with me? Their record, they're better than the record makes them out to be. They're a good team. It's just that they're not there yet and stuff like that in terms of the talent and stuff like that.
Anthony, the only thing I disagree with you on is not that. It's just when people play Miami, they play their Super Bowl. It's not. It's their record is better than what they, If they play Old Dominion next week, I'm pretty sure Old Dominion will beat them, right? But when a team plays Miami, they give it their best game. That's the part that people don't understand. It's not that we expect a blowout. It's just the small discipline stuff that is annoying.
Right.
You know what, Cuban? I don't mean to cut you off, Jordan.
No, please continue.
You know what? I've heard that statement for so long, but when you just said it, I just had an epiphany.
Oh.
When people say that teams play their best game against Miami, can't we look at it and say that what we've been complaining about for the last 20 years has been coaching issues, not talent issues?
Yep.
So if we are to insert that into this conversation, we can formulate maybe an opinion or hypothesis for science people that teams are only playing good against Miami because Miami goes into those games with a inferior coaching aspect of it.
I've said that before. When we did the Rise of the Fall series, in my opinion, the common denominator for the demise was the game day game planning by the coaching staff.
So you think Mara's overhyped a little bit?
You know what? I'm at the point now. I have to delegate. I'm gonna do what Mario fans say do. Mario doesn't coach quarterbacks. He doesn't coach receivers. He don't coach defense. He don't do nothing. He's just a head coach. Okay, so let's take the staff in totality.
Right.
So we have to look at it like that. Now, obviously, they came from lesser situations and are used to dealing with lesser talent. But again, it's kind of like, to me, it's like, okay, you get that exposure. You see, all right, it's Cam Ward in practice. All right, there goes Xavier Restrepo, can catch anything. Caught an amazing pass on his ass today, literally.
Yeah.
So you see that in practice, and it's like maybe the initiative to push harder, to dig into that bag of tricks that you had when you were cutting your teeth at lower levels. Maybe you don't have to cut your teeth as much, because it's kind of like the ascension of a person in a company. You may start at the ground floor, but then as you rise up, it's like, all right, well, I might not have to work as hard because I've made it to where I want to make it to. I don't have to. Right. I'm not coming in as early as I used to. I'm not staying as late as I used to. I'm not being as, as present as I want to be, right? And I can see that. Now, again, we can, this could just be an anomaly because, again, we obviously knew that a game like this was going to happen, but, I don't know where we circled this game to happen at. But
having such a great talent as Ward at quarterback, do you think it's covering up the inadequacies of the game day planning by the offensive staff and Mario?
Oh, you missed the beginning.
Would you like to answer that, Cuban?
You missed the whole beginning rant. This team sucks. I'm sorry for all the fanboys. This team sucks. If Cam is like deodorant, he covers up a lot of the bullshit. Mirabal needs to go, but it's either two things: we don't have good talent, or we have bad coaching. So pick one.
We got the talent.
That's an interesting thing because, like I said, we can point to the Riley Williams play that Cam Ward made. Nobody else makes that. We haven't had a quarterback, and I feel confident in saying this. I don't like throwing out the 20-year thing like most people do, but I can literally say we've never had a quarterback in recent memory
improvised
that could make that would be that aware to make that.
I agree.
I don't think Derrick King had that type of awareness. I don't.
But again,
I don't mean to cut you off, Jordan.
Go ahead. No, please go ahead.
Even though I think Derrick King was as good and had, certain things he could do better than Cam Ward, obviously with his legs, I think that from a passing perspective, I think they were both very similar. But I think both guys were very, very intellectual. But I think maybe Derrick King's height probably could prevent him from making some of those particular plays. And I don't think he's as big as Cam Ward is. Like when I see Cam Ward running now, I thought Cam Ward was a little bit more slender, but he's a little bit more bulky. He doesn't look
right.
I knew he wasn't a burner, but it's like he's. So I think that's
I see a lot of Baker Mayfield when he was at Oklahoma. Kind of with Cam.
Nah, I don't see that simply because Baker Mayfield was playing with. That was a great offensive line he was playing behind. Like they won their award. They won the Joe Moore Award that particular year in 2018, I believe.
I think Baker Mayfield made more money than Cam too, though. But
no, my mistake. I see a little bit of Milroe from Alabama. And Cam.
No, don't do that.
That's the thing about doing comparisons is like you're trying to put them into.
Is it unfair?
Box. No, to be honest, it's unfair to the person you're comparing them to because I think Cam is a better quarterback than Milroe. I think him and Baker Mayfield probably on the same plane, but they're still two different quarterbacks to me. I don't really see an equivalent to Cam Ward. Like I said, I watch a lot of college football, but I don't really see an equivalent to him.
And you know what I can't stand about these announcers? One of them, this was at the beginning of it wasn't this game, but I think it was a Florida game or after the Florida game. I think it was one of the guys on College Game Day saying that Cam Ward has this weird ability like a a Patrick Mahomes where they can make out a play out of nothing, where it's like that improvise. I can't even say it.
Improvisation. Yeah. We got you. But go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, no, but that's what I hate. I understand why they did that, but Patrick is in a whole different animal. Why do these announcers do this?
That's just the way they are, dude. I mean, they're going to talk. Yeah. They're going to say things. I mean, it's like listening to Andre Ware and that other dude talking. You know, that's just what they do, bro. Yeah, that's just what they do, man. They talk. They make a lot of noise. It just, it could hurt your ears, but I honestly, dude, I don't even listen to them. I mean, yeah, I had to listen to the Knuckleheads tonight, but it is what it is.
But the thing about the whole Patrick Mahomes thing is like, Patrick Mahomes did it at such a level because he actually won. He won Super Bowls. Like Aaron Rodgers was doing some of those same kind of things. They shown pictures of like Matt Stafford doing those same type of things. Obviously, Matt Stafford wasn't winning.
What I mean is what they were comparing him to. You know how Patrick does this weird thing where he's the only quarterback that can get away with throwing across his body and not throwing an interception.
Aaron Rodgers used to do that.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. There's quarterbacks that can do that throw.
Yeah,
if I compare Cam Ward to anybody to a degree, it would more likely be Johnny Manziel.
That
doesn't run as
Johnny
much.
Football.
Yeah, I can see that.
No way. Cam Pat way better than Johnny Manziel.
Whoa.
What are we basing this on? College or NFL? Well, we can't say NFL because it's not made.
College. Cam Ward read defense a pro.
But Johnny Manziel was improvisation. Like that was his game.
Yeah. His claim to fame, Alabama, like that was a
How about Mike?
Improvising at the highest of levels, especially at that particular
How about Mike Vick?
Mike Vick didn't have the throwing at the time.
That's a good analysis, QB. Yeah, Johnny Manziel. He's often over.
That's a bad analysis. Johnny Manziel.
What are you basing it on? We're talking about
on-field talent.
Yeah.
We're talking about on Saturday. I don't think
backyard football.
I don't think Texas A&M went into a game and felt like as long as Johnny football is playing, that we don't have an opportunity to win this game. And even to a lesser extent, when Hugh Freeze had it rolling with Ole Miss and had Chad Kelly, like, just odd things that they would do, But I mean, I don't know. I mean, Cuban. I mean,
why do you think we need to fire Mirabal?
Because he's trash. Trash. We can't run block, we can't pass block, we can't fucking block, and he's a fake offensive coordinator. He's trash. No, but outside of that is I don't like not going to say nepotism, but you need somebody in there that's not always going to agree with the head coach. Like with Manny and the with his homeboys on the defense and Mario with Mirabal, right? Like nobody's going to tell Mirabal, hey, you need to recruit better, you need to block better. So. But outside of that, he just trash. He's not a good coach.
I don't know, man. Like I said.
Hey, hold up. Hang on. Blur Prey. I hope I didn't hash that up too much. He's a Hokie alum, but he said, "Good game to y'all and good luck the rest of the year." I'll be dang. I didn't know we had us a Hokie alum in here. I appreciate you coming by.
But going back to that last play though, that man shouldn't have been an opportunity for him to even get his hands on the ball.
Yeah.
Well, I said it before. I mean, it should have never came to that play.
It shouldn't have. And then the thing,
the mismanagement of the clock led to that. The mismanagement of the clock for Virginia Tech led to that play. They're not calling.
No. I think it was going to be a Hail Mary regardless.
Yeah. Honestly, when he let go of the ball, my first thought was, oh, that's got to be too deep. That's too deep. But
wait a minute, wasn't it on the same drive where he threw the ball and the guy caught the ball out of bounds?
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, he was outside.
Why is that 1-on-1? Like, what are we doing?
I don't know. But
athlete everybody.
But the fact of the matter is, Virginia Tech, again, I know we've harped on this, but Virginia Tech came to play. They had a good game plan. They weren't mesmerized. They came out, did their thing. The offensive line could have been a little bit better in protecting Cam. Cam was hurried. He was pressured. He was flushed. The defense could have done a little bit better job. Katie, at the beginning of the show, I said, and I still say, based on what I saw tonight, up to right now, I think Miami is barely a top 15 team.
Oh, wow.
Based on what I saw tonight.
No,
they're not a top 10 team. They are not a top 10 team. Now,
wait a minute. So Georgia's not either then. Because they barely won 13-12 to South Carolina, who got blown out.
Kentucky, don't disrespect South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina blowed them out. Who lost to LSU.
Again, I don't care. I don't care what happened to Georgia. Okay, I'm talking about Miami and the way they played. Okay, you take every body of work, the first game, second game, third game, fourth game, and this game. Okay, now if the offense would have only scored 38 points but held the Virginia Tech to say 10 or 13. Okay, cool. Good job. But the way Miami played tonight, as a team, I don't see them, as of right now, being the 7th best team in the country. Now, granted, it's only, we're near the end of September. So they could be. Like I said, I think I talked about this the other night. Who says that Georgia is number 2? Who says Alabama's number 4? Who says Ohio State's number 3 or 2 or whatever? Okay. I'm just talking about Miami because that was not a top 10 team effort tonight.
I'll say something else too, South Coast, which is kind of alarming to me, is after the game, they asked Coach Cristobal about the game, and he said, hey, we had about 6 or so guys get nicked up. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, we're already without our starting left tackle. We're already without our best defensive end, even though, Tyler Barron, I think Tyler Barron's just better just because he's just been in college longer, but I think Bain is better than him at this particular point. So it's like we are having injuries starting to creep in. Mm-hmm. We don't know what the injuries are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and we haven't played any, like, this was the first physical team we could actually say on the schedule we played. I mean, Florida was, whatever, but like after that, like we haven't played a physical team. So we're getting nicked up by teams that are not as physically built as we are. So we're getting into conference play.
Right.
And now we're going to start matching wits with teams that have slightly less talent than we do due to the transfer portal. And so, I mean,
I think that's indicative of our strength and conditioning program.
I mean, kind of watching the USF game, like I said, because it was the first game of the season, I actually was able to watch in totality. And I'm sitting there like, there are things that they're doing that I feel like that obviously much better teams are going to be able to do. We just simply were able to outlast them due to, obviously, this is a G5 team at the end of the day, right? But now we watching it right in our face. We see right now We couldn't guard the slot receiver last year. We can't guard him this year. I don't know how Virginia Tech was able to run the ball like that. That's going to be interesting because now, Georgia Tech is on slate and they run the piss out of the ball.
Yes.
Even though they got a running back playing quarterback, but
Well, not only that, but I mean,
California, North Carolina.
No, we don't have North Carolina, but I guarantee you, California is licking their chops right now.
But hold on, I got a question for Shad. Your one of your best friends said that we are a SEC team masking the ACC conference.
Who is this friend of mine? Who is this friend?
You know who your friend is. The one that records interviews with Mario every summer in the inside in the practice facility.
Oh, you talking about Josh Pate? Oh, you talking about Pate State? Well, at this point, we know Pate is compromised because Pate will say one thing and then he'll turn back over him and JD Pickle. So I mean, I can't take those guys seriously.
I mean, hopefully tonight's game was just an anomaly. I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
Hey, wait a minute, y'all.
I'm hoping.
Do y'all know Vanderbilt lost an overtime game to the number 6 team, Missouri, a top SEC team?
I really don't care
for losing that game.
I don't really care about anybody else. I mean, but
Missouri
27-30.
Missouri,
Vanderbilt.
You know what? Missouri is in the same boat we are.
They undefeated.
At this point. I mean,
they barely beat Boston College.
Boston College is good, as you know.
Yeah.
But Studio, this is what I say about this. Jordan said he doesn't care, but I love an interesting conversation. We have to look at matchups. We have to look at team construction, what teams are built to stop and what teams are built to defend and things of that particular nature. So you have to look at that. So Kentucky playing Georgia close. Kentucky is built in such a way that that's kind of what they are. That's what they want to do. Obviously, that's kind of an anomaly because they do what they do. South Carolina beat Georgia a couple of years ago, but when you kind of look at every game, you gotta look at, can this team attack your weaknesses? And if a team can attack your weaknesses, then you're going to get a game like this. If a team cannot attack your weaknesses, then, we'll have the same success that we had the first 4 games of the season. But I felt like, and I think most of us on this call feel like, USF was able to attack some of our weaknesses.
Yeah.
They just couldn't finish the job. Virginia Tech attacked weaknesses. Cam Ward was off tonight. Which is to, you have to expect it at some particular point in time. But again, you start taking those hits, regardless of how cool, calm, and collective they say he is under pressure. Eventually, no one is just going to you are going to speed the process up.
Right.
You are going to revert back to some of your bad habits, so to speak. So, Virginia Tech playing us close, I look at that more so as Virginia Tech was able to match up with us. They had 2 corners that were both over 6 foot. I don't think we played a team that had corners like that. And they were physical. So you don't have a situation where you got Isaiah Horton, little boying guys, because I'm just as big as you are. So now you got to man up. Virginia Tech has always had a good defensive line. This is probably the best defensive line we played up until this particular point. They were able to do something. Well, that's the thing. They're small, but they were quick. And like
that's what I was afraid of.
And so, Studio bringing up the aspect they had the guy that had the most sacks and, going into college football this particular year. I mean, again, you got to think about, that was, again, we go back to the North Carolina game last year. The guy from UNC was small. Right. And we could say, okay, well, Francis, he was a freshman, but he gave Francis trouble. I saw tonight they were giving Markel Bell trouble. So what did they do? They put the tight end over there. So again, I mean, we're not in the SEC, so we're not going to be running up against 6'5" and 6'8". Like we're not going to see Tyler Barons moving forward. So what we saw from Virginia Tech tonight is pretty much what we're going to see. Georgia Tech has some of that. Florida State has interesting defenses. Like I don't know what to make of Florida State. Florida State may flip the switch. Hell, Clemson has flipped the switch, so I don't know. They blamed Alex Atkins being suspended for team continuity issues. So I don't know. They may turn it around. But I watched Louisville play, and them playing Notre Dame is going to be interesting. Because if they pull that out, then, they essentially become, from a power ranking standpoint, I think you have to put them as the number one team even over us in ACC, just due to strength of schedule.
How? When Notre Dame just lost to Northern Illinois.
Again, Studio, how did I open my conversation up? I said some teams match up better. They match up so well that the coach of Northern Illinois said, hey, look, Marcus Freeman, I want to help you be successful because these are things that we saw that can take advantage of you. Marcus Freeman being receptive of it said, fine, cool. What you got? I'm open to all things right now. So I'm not them losing, okay, fine.
So you don't think Louisville can look at that same film of Northern Illinois and kind of figure out what they were doing?
I know what Brom's gonna do. I know what they're gonna do. I know Brom can put an offense on the field. They have a much better quarterback this year than they had last year. They have a lot of weapons. I finally watched them last week against Georgia Tech, which I think was a very competitive game. But Louisville got some stuff over there, offensively and defensively. So, yeah. But I still think that them beating Notre Dame, that would still be an interesting point because Louisville is good.
I just think a running quarterback gives us problems because we can't pin our ears back and go after.
That gives everybody problems, though.
No, but you can see Guidry stop putting the pressure because he was worried about the quarterback busting up the middle on us if our ends don't get them around the end. And I was like, damn, Guidry sitting and letting them sit back there and throw now. You need to pull some more heat. But we don't see that matchup. We don't see that no more, really.
No, Guidry stopped because the blitzers kept over pursuing. When the running back got past the line, there was only a safety back there. He had one-on-ones. That's why he kind of stopped blitzing.
I mean, Haynes King is a gifted runner. The quarterback from Cal, I think he's more of a pocket passer, so we might have more success against him. But again, it's imperative we get Lane back. It's imperative.
Right. And Cal's got that running back too. But still, regardless, last week at this time, we couldn't tell you anything about Virginia Tech,
Like I said, I've had to watch Virginia Tech some this year due to money being on the line.
Right,
I had to watch it. But from what I've seen, this is the best game Jones has played all year.
That seems to be the case for Miami.
It was the best game he played. Jalen Lane, for the past couple of weeks, he's come on as their number one guy. Tutton is probably one of the best all-purpose backs in the ACC. So, he's going to get – I didn't think he was going to get what he got tonight. I wasn't expecting that.
No.
The man got a knee brace on for crying out loud. So,
This is something that Jordan said about this. We've been saying about this strength and conditioning coach. Every single year it seems that a lot of our key players are hurt with some soft tissue injury. It's time to – there's two people that need to get reviewed at the end of the season, Mirabal and the strength and conditioning coach.
That happened in Oregon.
Yeah, it happened at Oregon. Yeah, it happened at Oregon a lot. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
But that's the thing, though. They bolstered it up. They brought in more guys. They even hired a new guy in over the summer. So, I don't know, man. I think it's easy to say the strength and conditioning coach, but then I also think maybe it could be some of the ways they practice now and, guys not practicing as much. You got money on the line. So, and I think one of the announcers made mention of this even last week, you got to manage this like an NFL team now. I can't go balls to the wall with everybody. So if anything is precautionary, I got to get you out the game because I'm going to need you later this year. You
I
know,
think
But
this is
that's
so
the
so
this game, this is the
unmarketable.
best thing that happened to us without having to take a loss.
what's going on?
Sometimes you need a loss to wake up. You know how they say, "Okay, I'm glad we got this loss," or you know what I mean. I think this is like a loss to us. This feel like a loss,
It
and we're
should have
gonna
been.
take it like a loss. Like, damn, boy, we can't lose no more.
But the question to me is though, if the thing to me is like, let's just say the talking point, the message of the week going to Cal, we lost to Virginia Tech. Okay, but I do not feel like you will. I don't think you can turn this in a complete 180 in terms of getting away from things that you've done that have allowed for you to have the largest margin points differential in school history. I don't think they change anything.
No,
I
we don't have
just
to change. We just gotta play a little more crisp.
Oh, hold on. Hero, I said I agree with you a little bit about you and South Coast said that this could be a wake-up call. But the difference with this game and last year, the Georgia Tech game felt fluky. They didn't have really a plan to a degree. Now, if you want to say about defense, dropping 8 or whatever, but the stuff they did last year was fluky. What Virginia Tech did this year, tonight, was a plan. That's the issue. Like we can say
Exactly,
it's a
and
wake-up
that's
call. They had a
But
plan.
it's still kind of the
They
same.
knew
Think
how to
about it.
attack. No.
What cost us that game against Georgia Tech, QB? Picked by what's the name, right? What we did, give them 14 points off of turnovers, 2 picks, 1 fumble.
still let me
And it almost came to a Hail Mary, us losing again. But this time we pulled it out.
They said Jacoby Jordan ran the wrong route
call.
last year. Georgia Tech ran the wrong routes.
And QB, that's the thing. That's what really kind of concerns me is that how Virginia Tech, their game plan was so successful. You know, after seeing Miami play for 4 weeks. You know, that's what's crazy. You know, it's one thing if it's fluky or if just the ball doesn't bounce your way or whatever, but when your game plan based on what you've seen the tendencies and habits of Miami do so far works out the way it did, you know, that's kind of
it's
kind of
like,
interesting.
It's like one of those runs I saw Tutton have, right? They showed on the replay. Like Kiko and West were like in the same gap. So Tutton said,
Right.
"Oh well, let me bounce it to the outside." So it's like those type of things are things that teams get to see now. So it's like, okay, well, we know that you're going to over pursue. So let's make sure that you don't full steam ahead. Make sure you have a situation where you can put your foot in the ground and get to the outside because they're not keeping contained.
Right.
So I mean, it's like again, you know, and probably against a lesser team, West makes that tackle. Against USF, he makes that tackle. Ball State, he makes that tackle. Hell, in Florida, he makes that tackle. But you're not gonna make that tackle. Tutton's probably the best running back we played up until this particular point. I don't think I'll get any pushback from anybody by saying that.
No.
And I think Jay
Florida running back was pretty good too. He busted 70 yard on us.
Well, that was miscommunication. That was miscommunication right there. And like I said,
to the outside. So are we slow?
I don't know who was in the game on that particular play, but
stuff like that.
It was on the same side.
So I mean, it's gonna be interesting, man. Like I said, it's one thing we're trying to do right now, and I think again, like I said, I say this, whatever. We're looking to out talent people.
Right.
So if the execution comes, it comes. If it doesn't, you know, oh well. But the
good thing is, regardless of how much hot air we blow talking tonight, what's done is done.
Yeah.
You know, what happened has happened.
Yep.
There's not a damn thing that any of us on screen or in the chat can do about it. I mean, we can piss and moan and whine and nitpick and give our opinions, which we're going to do that. Okay. I mean, we're going to give our opinions, give our thoughts and takes, you know, that's what we do. But, you know, as much as that game really concerns me, or how the game played out concerns me, you know, me personally, if that game, you know, if it's a learning tool going forward, and Miami is more successful, and they don't do that again, okay, so be it. Because, you know, we said it earlier, and we say it all the time, everybody always has that game.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe this was that game. I don't know. All I know is Miami just wasn't playing like they have the potential of playing. Okay.
But Sarkos, how much you think is that attributed to, like Coach Cristobal say, we're missing guys?
I thought we had depth.
Him making that comment after the game pushed me into the opinion that we got bodies.
I was told on the Coach Hayes takeover marathon that we had depth.
Yep. I can guarantee you, we didn't have depth. We would have lost that game.
No, if we didn't have Cam, we would have lost that game.
But
we would have had depth. We would have lost too.
Nah, we don't have Cam, we lose that game.
But in seriously though, I was being sarcastic. But in seriousness though, I believe we have depth, but it's just inexperienced depth. You know, the defensive line, you know, the whatever's, you know, we have, I don't want to say a drop off, but there's a considerable difference. Let's just take the offensive line, for instance. Okay. And again, this is not, I am not knocking the players. I'm questioning the development of the players by the coaching staff, which seems to be a common theme with Miami football. Again, we're in week 5. Okay. Week 5. And you know, what's been going on during the fall camp and the practices, you know, is there, you know, what's going on? Now I don't expect a freshman, you know, just playing high school ball this time last year to come out on average, you know, and be lights out. But, you know, and I hate to say this because it may sound like I'm talking bad about the players, but when certain social media elites start praising 3-star recruits, let me say that again. When the social media elites, and y'all know who I'm talking about, glorify 3-star recruits coming to Miami
that we didn't get the last 20 years that went to Louisville and shined.
Right. You know, again, this is not a knock on the kids, but you know, I'm sure there's a difference between a 3-star, a 4-star, and a 5-star, or they wouldn't have some type of star. Now, I'm not saying 5 stars are always great and 3 stars are always bad, but you know, I'm just throwing that out there. Maybe some of these young men just need a little bit more developing, more coaching, more teaching. Maybe some don't. I don't know. But all I know is this offensive line has got to create some open running lanes, whether Martinez or whoever's back there. You know, if you're supposed to run off guard, in between tackle and guard, then there needs to be some type of hole or running lane for that running back to run through. You know, but again, you know, what's happened has happened. You know, all I can hope for is improvement next week because the team has to go all the way across the country. You know, that's what 3 time zones.
Are we having a post game after that game?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I'm trying to see. Here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out. Because you know, there's no F1 race until October because they're like on a 2-week break until they go to Texas. So I have nothing going on. I mean, it'd be different if there was a race in like Singapore or Japan, but I don't have. So what's going to have to happen is I guess I'm just going to have to act like it's, you know, I'm about to work nights the next night. Just try to stay up as late as I can. You know, get a nap in so I can be ready to go because the game's at 10:30 Eastern, which is 9:30 my time, which means we would have to do our pregame show around 8:30, which would be 9:30 y'all's time. And then the game probably won't be over until 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, which means if we do a post-game show at, say, 2:15 Eastern, and, you know, we average about 2 or 3 hours, that means we'll be talking until the sun comes up. Wow. So we could have like a sunrise service, you know. Maybe I could go outside and we can watch the sun come up together. I don't know. See, this is the craziness when an Atlantic Coast is on the east side of the country, has West Coast teams join the conference. Now, imagine if you will, if Miami had road games against Cal and Stanford.
Yeah, that would have been brutal.
That would have been brutal, especially from our standpoint. No, and then think about it. Think about though. I mean, even though I'm just being funny about the times for shows and all that, but think about the players. You know, I don't.
Be honest.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No. Please. You asked me to be honest. I want to be honest. Tell me what I need to be honest about.
Be honest. Out of all the ACC teams, Virginia Tech is the most team that's not afraid of Miami. You're always gonna give Miami a game for the most part.
Well, just look at the history of the series.
Hold up.
What do you mean by that? North Carolina don't care about Miami.
Yeah, and also like
North Carolina just recently started beating us.
That one reason we had a whole. Don't disrespect South Coast Kane like that. All that hard work he put in, rise or the fall. They have been beating us.
Well, North Carolina is
dating back to when Butch Davis took over and made that game personal.
And also, Studio was about 3 to 4 hours ago. You were talking about, this is gonna be a blowout. They suck. We're gonna beat them.
Let him make it.
I made a miscalculation when I went back to look at it. Damn, I ain't know Rutgers was undefeated. I ain't know they barely lost to Virginia Vanderbilt. Who's Vanderbilt?
Right.
I watched that game. Vanderbilt outplayed Virginia Tech that game.
See, that's why, and Shad, you'll appreciate this, but that's why in the pregame show, I kind of kept my mouth shut because I wanted to see if anybody brought this up during the week leading up to the game tonight. But I talked about how since 1992, the days of the Big East, Miami and Virginia Tech has played every year except for last year. And Miami has never beaten Virginia Tech 4 games in a row. They've only won 3 in a row. That was the longest winning streak Miami had against Virginia Tech since 92. Okay. And, regardless of how talented or not talented a team may be, you still have to respect the history, you know. And tonight was no different. You know,
man, felt like Frank Beamer was back over there on the side.
Yeah,
like
exactly. So that's why
Tech Miami game.
You know, and granted, I mean, we can debate the call or non-call or what, but still, officially, Miami has won 4 times in a row for the first time since '92 over Virginia Tech. You know, and in this series, that's pretty impressive. Now, it was a soup sandwich way of getting to the 4 wins in a row tonight. Okay. But, I mean, it was a historic night, you know, and again, it was a big old soup sandwich tonight. Okay. But, and then plus, you know, it's Virginia Tech. It's just like, you know, playing North Carolina. I'm telling you, Georgia Tech gonna give us a game too. That you know that's coming. But again, you know, that's why I always say, I mean, if Miami comes out and plays like they're capable of playing, play mistake-free, play discipline, you know, everything should be fine. Now, with that being said, is there anything y'all want to say before we close the book on the Virginia Tech game?
Good thing we won. You know, good thing to be 5-0 because, you know, it's a struggle. But like always, Mirrorball sucks. Fire his sorry ass.
Oh, wow.
And Martinez is not, you know, I said the tweet to Shad, right? There's a Canes meter person was saying Martinez was the greatest running back we ever had, right? And I'm like, bullshit. You know, so we need to make 2 adjustments. Fire Mirrorball. Fire the strength coordinator, the strength conditioning coach, and
the mustache.
And put AJ. Please give some touches to AJ Allen, dear sir. Whoever is responsible, he's the best running back on our team. You know, everybody was gushing over Light, you know, but he did that in the 4th quarter. Like, you know, there's a couple of people that need a red shirt. You know, Light needs a red shirt. Bell needs a red shirt. Number 19, I don't know, that dude from Marshall needs a red shirt. You know, there's a couple people that need a red shirt, but I'm not the coach. I don't know anything. All I know, Mirabal needs to get the hell up out of this program.
I'm looking at the statistics now. Jordan Lyle is our leading rusher. 233 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, 1 behind Damon Martinez. Hey man,
I hear you. It's better to just save them instead of wasting them.
What's appalling to me is Chris Johnson has 5 rushes for 7 yards.
Well, because they put him at receiver. He's really a receiver now.
Oh, I mean, I understand that particular aspect. You know, he has 5 catches for 65 yards, which would make him our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's our 7th leading receiver.
And that's one thing that they're going to start catching on. When they see 24 on the field, it's an obvious pass play, right? He's going to flank out.
And they throw it to him.
Huh?
And they throw it to him.
And they're throwing to him. But I don't understand. It's like, if you're going to do that, just make sure you put him on the corner, on the side on his own instead of having another receiver because they can put a safety in there. So just put him out there and say, just run as fast as you can and just throw the ball deep. Man. Just hold your eyes, throw the ball deep.
It's almost like they might as well put a sign up saying, okay, we're going to run this play.
And again, the same keys from last year. When you see Restrepo motion in to inside the formation, the tight end, they're running right there. It's like, I just want to outman people, man. It's, I want to be more talented. I'll say this though. I think it's safe to say that as of just actual production on the field, Isaiah Horton is our best receiver right now.
Not according to studio.
Without question.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, Jay Active, you're getting on me about, Mirabal. How does Mirabal look now, Jay Active? You were talking about all this shit. How does Mirabal look now, Jay Active?
Jay Active.
And the other rock dude ain't show his face either.
Well, I mean, it's almost 2:00 your time, so he may have went to bed.
They were all talking shit to me. I kept names. I'm petty like that. Jay Active, Ralph, and that other groupie dude. I don't think there was another groupie.
Was it Joey 99?
Yeah, Joey 99. That guy.
Oh man, he put his football number in there.
I keep people's names.
Nah, but Isaiah Horton is man, he's putting it in, man. That play where it could have been an absolute catastrophe when they hit Cam and the ball just flooded up in the air.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's awareness.
But
I mean, he good, man. He caught another touchdown today, yeah.
What about you, QB? What you got to say about your final thoughts or theories on this game?
Georgia Tech, Syracuse, Louisville. Those are 3 games to keep your eye on. Also, defensively, it's funny that we never mentioned that drones. I think, was it a reverse where he just grabbed one of our defensive players and just pushed them back when they get that touchdown?
Yeah, they say he was a great lead blocker on that.
Yeah.
Looking like Restrepo.
Looking like Restrepo.
Oh, and they said I saw when Buddy kicked that 59-yard field goal, there was 2 number 17s on the field. That play should not have counted.
I saw that. The fact that he nailed it though, like it's crazy. Like I don't know what these guys are. The training regimen, like 50+ yard field goals, are like.
I mean, yeah,
it happened last week too. It happened last week with Grammatica.
I mean
Grammatica come out there. 59 some yards. Like what are y'all putting?
Yeah, I mean, apparently the special team coaches are doing their job. I don't know.
Like I said, everybody turns up against Miami.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right, let the mayor go.
All right, hey Rue, what you got for us?
We got Louisville after the bye week, so that's going to be
an argument. I just think this is another orchestration to make it a close game, so people get money for their buck. Friday night game, it was a story game, cousin versus cousin. It appeared to me they came to Cam like, hey man, Cam, we know you unstoppable. Can you just have a few errors, make the game look close for us, man? Just listen, we got you, buddy. Just do this for us. We got millions of dollars on the line. Y'all blow these boys out too early. Half the audience gonna turn the television off.
Not Cuban, I'll say that because you just said we were gonna go.
Did you just call him Cuban? You called him Cuban.
My bad.
Are you trying to start something there? 2024.
No, I'm just saying. Studio came on saying that we were going to go ahead and beat them 21-7 without into the phantom holding call. So I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, Cam went on here and threw the pick. Like, man, we got this. Cam was looking at the whole game like, y'all worried. We just, we good.
Oh no, man.
But first of all,
Cam wasn't the one that they went to. Obviously, if we want to go with that, we gotta say they went to the defense.
Damn, I got him
No,
J
no,
Atkins in his
no, no.
feelings. Little J Atkins in his feelings.
Don't tackle the running back.
J Atkins in his feelings because his little mirror ball looks like trash.
Oh man, don't do that, man. He may be living
Yeah,
his life
no, ain't nobody
vicariously through
trash on our team.
Mirror
Now
ball.
we got some things we need to work on, but our offensive line is not trash. They still one of the best units in the country.
I ain't gonna say in the country. Man. I ain't gonna do that.
In the country.
You're going to your guard.
I ain't saying we number one.
Maybe in the maybe the
These
state.
are my closing arguments. These are my opinions.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. We may not be the number one best, but we are top. We are top offensive line. We're still not fully back. You know, we still got our left tackle. Now that's a huge missing piece.
We don't know what's wrong. We don't know what's wrong with him.
Hey, give him the money. Listen, it's gonna be a 16-game season. We gotta manage these players. When we don't need them, give them the rest that they need. You see how humid and crampy the game was.
Hey, according to Coach Cristobal, hey, we can't. We gotta get these guys back. We can't.
Well, because it is piling up now. It is piling up now. I don't care how deep it is. If they keep piling up, yeah, it's going to be a struggle.
We got to get them back or we're going to get exposed.
There was a show that South Coast was on that they said there was a lot of depth with this team, so I am not trying to hear that shit.
You know what y'all sound like to me, though? Me and the homeboy talked about this. Gambler, right? You know I gamble. You can actually be addicted. You can be addicted to losing. I had to look at that one time in my life where you could be addicted to losing. Almost like Katie waiting on a loss so she could pile it on. She was hoping deep down in her, you know, whatever that they were gonna say this was a loss. But she could pile on Mario, how he blew the game. Y'all laugh. He keep in. Oh, we ain't that deep as we think. And
Mario said that tonight.
Y'all waiting for the loss.
Mario said that though.
To the 20-year beating. But
Mario said that.
Like a drug addict who gets locked up in a drug jail where they can't get their drugs. Y'all gonna be fiending all year. Because even if we have some close games, they're gonna be wins. And y'all can't back off y'all 12-0 stance.
I'm not gonna back off.
Sound like South Coast and Cuban backing off their 12-0 stance.
I never said. I did not say 12-0. I said ACC championship. I said ACC championship.
I'll let South Coast off the hook. What about you, Cuban?
12-0. Shit, 12-0.
You don't sound like you believe anymore.
Oh, I believe. You better believe, because shit, all this shit that this is Shad's fault. Shad convinced me to go 12-0.
They convinced you to do nothing.
Shad convinced me. He told me, Cuban, the standard. This is the standard, right? So I'm going with the standard, 12-0. I am not trying to hear no excuses. We got an NFL quarterback, an NFL running back, an NFL offensive line, NFL defense, 12-0. I'm not hearing no other shit.
Well, Cuban, you cannot be mad at Cam for covering up some mistakes, because when you pay $1 million to a QB, he better be able to cover up for mistakes. He better account for 2 or 3 more wins.
Hey, with everything he's doing out there, $1 million, he's underpaid.
What? Who you telling?
I have to agree.
Him and Mario need to trade salaries for the rest of the year.
Something.
Because his heroics are coming with more frequency now.
Yeah.
Which lets me know.
Another thing about
figuring out.
See, this is another thing with this game. Will. See, this is Cam's first ACC game. So I saw him on a scramble where he was trying to be all slow pokey, and that dude almost ran him down, and he had to speed up. And I was thinking in my head, Cam,
This the ACC, boy. You can't do this. These boys are a little bit faster than Ball State or South Florida. He
did it against Florida.
Well, he had to rush out the pocket and do that or whatever. But he did it against Florida, so he got away with it. So he thought he could do it again.
He gonna do it the rest of the year.
No, but
he has better defense than the SEC.
He got a woke-up call.
He gonna do it the rest of the
ACC has a better defense.
No, studio, no. I'm not going to allow for you to make that statement because I was told all off season Cam Ward was not going to have to do any of the stuff he did at Washington State. But lo and behold,
what are we seeing?
Every week I see some Washington State type of play.
Hold on, Shad. I'm the one that looked at his fumble and realized at the spring game, I said, you know what? He be trying to make a play. And I take every turnover that man make because it ain't no dingy, dummy turnover. It's him trying to make a play. And you see what happened when he tried to make a play to Riley Williams. It pretty much won us the game.
Studio, they said he wasn't going to have to do that, though. Going to have to do that.
Well, when you a guy like that, you gotta, you know. I mean,
Studio, think about this for a second. What did we give up all last year? 5 sacks. I think we gave up like 5 sacks all last year, right? If I'm not mistaken, something like that.
We gave up more than that. We got 16 sacks.
16?
No, it wasn't no 16 sacks last year.
No, it wasn't no 16. It wasn't that high.
It was double digits.
No, I think it was less than 10.
Yeah.
No.
Let me see something. I can find it out real quick. At least I think I can.
So,
don't try to save mirror balls. That he's still trash.
Hold on.
What? What happened?
So he got sacked one time against Florida, one time against Fam, and 2 times tonight. Whoopie.
You're talking about Cam. You're talking about Cam.
Oh, you got 3 times. Okay, cool beans. Finally, a regular game because they usually get a sack once or twice in a game.
So when we say we're a QB away, do we mean a QB that's gonna mask the issues, or we got talent everywhere else and we just need a QB?
I didn't know.
I didn't masking no issues, bro. There's
he
nothing
masking
really
a lot.
bad.
He masking a lot. He masking a lot.
It's like Halloween to come to town.
All he's doing, all he's doing is if a lineman get beats on the play, he has the ability to extend the play, and we knew that. So he's not run up a lot.
No, QB. All right, Q. I'm keeping Q. Still.
Oh, here that's 2. That's strike 2.
No other quarterback that we've seen recently makes that Riley Williams play. That play is dead.
I'm not disputing.
Nobody else makes that play. Nobody. That is cleaning up something because he is doing it at the very least, he's doing it 3 times a game.
That's Cam. That's what we paid him $1 million for.
But that's the point that I'm making. You are covering up an issue because if you don't make those
covering up, if that's that guy,
no. That is an issue that you're covering up because someone failed up front, and you are making a heroic play. Because if Cam Ward does not make those 2 to 3 plays every single game, that changes the entire field position.
Hold on. It wouldn't matter.
Field position. That changes field position.
It wouldn't have mattered. We beat them.
It do matter.
Hold on. How would a 3 matter when it's a 62-0 defeat? A 50-15 defeat?
No. I'm glad you said that because you walked right in the door. I didn't even open the door. I didn't even unlock it. You had a key. You walked right in.
Okay.
Games are broke down. Let's go back to Georgia Tech last year. There were a multitude of plays. We can blame TVD. We can do all that. But at the end of the day, that game was essentially lost on one play. And that was a Hail Mary by Georgia Tech. So we know one play can change the entire score of a game.
That's football.
That's the point that I'm making. If Cam Ward does not make it, if Cam Ward don't roll to the left against Florida, hit Jacoby George in the back of the end zone, Those are not points. If he doesn't make the heroic play to Riley Williams tonight, we're not in position to score. So again, it's 60 plays, no doubt. But every 60 play, every play does not hold the same amount of weight. Cam Ward's heroic plays, no Cam Ward heroic play has gone for less than 20 yards. Think about that for a second.
No what?
So if you're talking about a situation where a man is on 3 plays per game, averaging, let's say 60 yards on 3 plays per game, you don't think that has a much larger impact on the final score of the game?
Not really over 70 plays.
Why not?
If you take it one play like a critical moment in the game, yeah, obviously you could say that. But just 3 plays a game is not going
but those are the 3 plays a game that he's making. Those are 3 plays, and it could be more than 3. I'm just saying 3 at a minimum. Those are 60-some yards.
I mean, it's football. This is like saying if AJ Allen don't bust them long runs, or if Estrepo don't make some of those amazing catches.
Yes, but no, this is what I'm saying though, Studio. This is what I'm saying. Restrepo made hella 5 catches last year. AJ Allen had the hurdle touchdown last year. So those 2 things have been consistent. They have shown the ability to do those things even last year with the tumultuous year that we had. What we didn't have is a quarterback doing what Cam Ward did. Those 3 plays make a big difference. And again, I said at minimum it's 3 plays. Because if we were talking about any other quarterback, Cam Ward does not simply have 5 sacks. Any other quarterback don't simply have 5 sacks. We'd probably be in double-digit sacks right now, if not for Cam Ward.
Maybe. Yeah. You know why I say that? Because Cam, he like to wait and pick his poison and choose. He might not go to the open receiver sometimes. See, we got some of the basic quarterback. They might dink and dunk more. You know what I'm saying?
What's the last quarterback we had that dinked and dunked? That took what the defense gave him. I can't think of many here recently. I mean, even Kaya, as great as he was, Kaya more or less, if he could drive it down the field, the ball's going down the field, and he had the guys to stretch the field to get it there. So I mean, we can agree to disagree because I mean, to me, it's not that big of a point to mind. But I just think
in my opinion, if we don't have Ward, we had Emory Williams, we still 5-0 right now. We may not be as big of a blowout.
No.
Virginia Tech with an 8 Emory.
Studio.
Ooh, all day.
Studio. Let's go back to the Florida game. Emory Williams did not make any one of those scrambles. Emory Williams does not make that back touchdown to Jacoby George in his zone. Emory Williams does not lead us down the field after Florida goes 70-some yards on the run.
I don't
Emory
know
Williams
that.
does not do that. He doesn't do that.
One thing I can say is he won't make those escaping plays like Cam. But I think
and you know what that does to a defense? That slows down your rush. That means that I have to make sure that my rush is precise. They don't have to be precise with Emory Williams. We watched Emory Williams come in the game last year, and boom, you're on your ass. And that was with a much better offensive line.
Well, last year was much better.
And then think about what Emory Williams brings into the game, right? What did he do against Clemson, right? So if he goes into the game this year, teams are already well, we know this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to run the ball, and they're gonna try to throw screen passes, right? Because we already got film of this is what they want to do with this particular quarterback. So now the coverage is much tighter, and the run lanes are not there. So offense, we already have shown the propensity that we cannot run the ball effectively now. So how does Emory Williams be successful without a run game for 5 games?
You don't think the whole game plan changes?
Yes, the game plan changes, but take into consideration.
You can't make them run the ball.
Our starting left tackle is out.
We can't.
No, but I'm saying our starting left tackle is out. The left guard situation, Sometimes they have Sampson in there. Sometimes when Nephew's been in there, Rodriguez has been in there. So the left side offensive line is a roll of the dice every week. So there's no continuity there. So no, we're not 5-0 with Emory Williams.
So who we lose to?
Tech.
Hell, if we were to put hell, the guy where USF looks different if Emory's playing.
What?
Because I brought up this play when I did my review of the game last week. I said that play, and I'm sure all y'all remember that play. Cam Ward rolls to the right. The USF defender gets past Markel Bell. And I said, he's not going to sack Cam Ward. And you know what happened? He don't sack Cam Ward. Cam Ward rolls right back out to the left side. If that's Emory Williams, that's a sack.
Easy.
Emory Williams is sacked against Florida multiple times. So
I don't know. I think y'all downplaying Emory game a little bit.
No. We're not downplaying his game. What we are trying to break down, and you said it. We're talking about an NFL quarterback versus a college guy who is average at best, who needs much more around him to be successful.
I ain't comparing.
Cam Ward is literally putting the offense on his back.
I ain't comparing.
But we are, because you said we'd be 5-0.
We'll still be 5-0 right now.
We can't be 5-0 with a guy if we can't put the offense on his back.
No, we would have lost. We would have got blown out this game.
No,
we'd have lost a
totally different game, man.
USL Florida in this game right here look completely different if Cam Ward is not playing.
Studio, one of the biggest difference this year is we're actually utilizing the tight end because Arroyo is hurt and Riley Williams has an extra year. If Emory is back there, I guarantee you we would not be utilizing the tight ends the same way.
Could have to stand and block.
Nah, I don't think so.
They would understand. Studio, again, we're talking about a man that improvises versus a man that everything
talking about 3 or 4 plays a game, but the rest of the plays of the game, he really got a clean pocket. There's only a few plays in the game where the player get beat.
But what did I say, Studio? What did I say? I said that Cam Ward is going to force teams to rush him differently. You do not rush a mobile quarterback the same way you rush a stationary
I'm not comparing them to. Cam is way
better. Studio.
All I'm saying is we have a good enough team to still be 5-0 right now without Cam.
Hold on, Studio. Cam Ward's pocket wasn't as clean tonight as it was before. He was rushed. Now, he escaped a lot, but if you look at it, he was pressured a lot more tonight than he has been before.
Cool. That's cool.
Studio, answer this question. How could we go from putting the entire offense on the back of one player to having a quarterback swap and now it's evenly distributed if you've already built it up to be that way?
Wait a minute. Say that again. Ask that question again.
How can we have an offense in which the majority of it is on one player's back, and then you say, well, we could not saying that you are opting for this, but you're saying that we could insert another quarterback where the same amount of responsibility is not placed on his shoulders and we have the same success?
I ain't say the same success. All I said was we'll still be 5-0.
So my
hold on. What I'm saying is it may not have been a 62-0 win. It may not have been a 50-15 win. It may not have been a 40-17 win. But I still think we would have got the job done.
So why do we go get Cam then?
Because they want to win a natty.
Exactly.
I mean, we're gonna win the natty. I mean, according to you, we win the natty with
No, I said we're 5-0 now because what we played. South Florida, remember y'all said a South Florida team, a Ball State team, and a 2-2 Virginia Tech team, and a FAMU team. So y'all mean to tell me we lose a game, one of them games with Emory?
I
I say we lose 3 of them.
I don't
I think we
see
fall
how.
one.
I don't see how we.
You
I don't
saying
see
Florida
how.
beats us, Ball
Yep.
State beats us, FAMU or South Florida beats or Virginia Tech?
No, I
Because
said
the offense
Virginia Tech
hasn't
and Florida.
changed.
Wow.
We're talking. Still, we're talking
Cuba
about a
can't
man that's
hut
performing.
because
We're
you
talking about.
thought Florida was going to beat us anyway.
Yeah, but I
We're
said
talking,
12-0.
So we
we're
can't
talking about a
believe
man
your.
that
And you said
that's
this was going to be a
performing at a
blowout.
Heisman level.
No, I said if we don't win by 30, we got exposed.
I got.
We talking
Hey,
about
history
defense.
is recording. I'll run it back.
But you know what? It's I mean, it's an interesting conversation at the end of the day. But
It
like I
is.
said,
It is.
I don't believe that you Emery would have the same amount of responsibility as Cam, and I don't
That's
think
not
we
what
can
I'm
struggle.
saying. You said same amount of
But
responsibility.
but again, Cam having that much responsibility is the reason why. Again, even with all the responsibility, we come out of what game was that? We're up 3-0 after the first quarter, right? Last week against USF. So it's like the offense had to be on his shoulders so much. The announcers say that. Mario knows this. Every Miami fan knows that we are in these games and winning these games from an offensive perspective because of how good Cam Ward is. There's no way we could delegate this because Emory Williams, it's a new offense. The tight ends got to come in and block more because we got a sure protection to try to give him a clean pocket.
You know what, dog? If this was the case, then why didn't he just take Washington State to the Pac-12 championship then?
Wait a minute. Hold up.
If he's this big of a difference maker, why didn't he take Washington State? Why were they 5-7?
Hold up. You know what, Studio? You know what I hit you back with?
And we don't have the other pieces with it.
There you go. There you go with the key again. I'm about to get it back from you because I didn't give it to you. I don't know how you got it.
No, South Coast. You doing slammed it on your last time. What?
They gave you my damn key. I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
There's three aspects to football: offense, defense, and special teams. When has anyone known Washington State to have elite defense?
Oh, did we play elite defense tonight?
You're talking about one game.
Okay.
You're talking about one game. You're talking about
and
one
that's
game.
my point I'm making. So if we
What
had
point are you making?
Williams, that elite defense is there, right?
Again, Studio, what did we watch against USF? That game was in a dead heat going into halftime. It wasn't the defense that prevailed. I mean, they did their job in the second half, but it was the heroics of Cam Ward.
Or maybe it was that offensive line that he didn't have at Washington State. That's 10 times better than Washington State offensive line. Or maybe he got those receivers that are number one receivers everywhere. Restrepo, the number one in the nation. They have another number one receiver. It's Kobe George.
Thanks
I
to
thought
Matt.
A number one round tight end.
I thought the receivers were a wash.
Hey, by the way, that's all because of Manny, by the way.
Washington State had 3 receivers that went over 800 yards last year.
That don't mean they better than Zay Horton, Xavier Restrepo, Jacoby George.
Why can't I say that? Why can't I say that? They went over 800 yards. You acting like that's just something easy to do. It's not easy to get 800 yards.
Okay.
Especially if it's 3 of y'all.
Okay.
Now, I know he threw the ball more. You know, that could play a role, but that don't mean that you're going to have 3 receivers over 800 yards.
Okay.
So I say the receivers are a wash. Offensive line is better. But again, like I said, Cam Ward still has to make some of his heroic Cam Ward plays.
I mean, that's every offense. You see what Jalen Milroe is having to do?
But this is what Studio, this is my point. This is the point that I'm making. You're trying to minimize those 3 plays when we know that games are won and lost. From a general fan perspective, we lost the play because of that. We lost the game because of that play right there. So we cannot minimize these 3 plays because if those 3 plays a game, he don't make those 3 plays, those drives can end up in punts. Those drives can end up in situations where our time of possession is cut down by, let's say, an average of 5 minutes a game. That means our defense is on the field 5 more minutes. That goes right back to the issues that we had in 2018, where the defense had to be on the field for such a long period of time because the offense wasn't there. So again, we got to look at the improvements that Cam Ward is making. I'm sure the third down percentage is up because he has the ability to. I mean, just like tonight, if he doesn't make that pass to Riley Williams, what are we doing? We can literally sit there and say that one play right there was just as big as any play Cam Ward has made this entire year. That one play right there. We can say that one play to Riley Williams led to the go-ahead touchdown. If he doesn't make that play, we're not even talking about Felton in the back of the end zone and did he or did he not have possession of the ball. If he don't make that play, we're not 5-0 tonight. And that's one of his 3 plays. We don't have to talk about the subsequent touchdown where, the man's wide open. Okay, fine. We don't have to talk about that. We got to talk about the play to Riley Williams if he don't make that play. That's what we talk about. If he don't make that play.
Yeah, but then again, would have been a different game plan with Emory, and maybe don't try some of them plays, throw interceptions, and we run the ball more with Emory. You seen this little simple game plan we came out, Emory?
But again, Emory wouldn't have been able to escape like Cam was on some of those plays.
Okay, cool. We down and play defense. We still gonna win the game.
What defense?
We can't.
The defense he said elite. Then he just said we had elite defense. We can't
play that game now. I mean,
he said he had elite defense that Cam has to go along with it.
No, you asked me why he couldn't do things at Washington State. I'm telling you why he couldn't do it at Washington State because it's a team game. Yes, through the first 4 weeks through the first 4 weeks of the season. Well, I'll say the first 3 weeks, right? Because last week and this week, it's like there's been a couple of leaks in the foundation. So the first 3 weeks of the season, we can say the University of Miami plays some elite defense. We can say that. The last 2 weeks, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the mobile quarterback and they know that they got a slot receiver and all this stuff like that. So, I don't know, right? But we'll see. Hopefully we get it back together at Cal. But like I said, those 3 plays, and again, Studio, we can go ahead and say we're a passing team. That's what we are.
Okay. Yes, we are.
Damn, Studio got him 1 hour final word. We ain't let QB talk. This is messed up.
No, but I'm gonna say this because I did too much talk. But I'm just saying, if again, like you say, if we were to input Emory in this game, right, that means that the teams already know. Look, they're gonna try to run the ball, so they're gonna stack the box. Virginia Tech had the DBs to match up with our guys. Yeah, that goes back to matchups. Like I told you, this not a situation. Even at USF. They made mention of that. USF got some pretty good DBs on the outside. So again, it's not like you just say, all right, we just change the game plan and then it that actually feeds into a strength that they may already have. So, it is what it is though, but we got Cam Ward, so
Well, now that it's gone from the pregame to the Cam Ward show.
So was the Cam Ward show.
Did you have anything else to add, Huru?
No. I got it. This schedule is gonna cause this issue where either we're not gonna win good enough or we're not playing anybody. So we're gonna go through this every week until we win the ACC championship. So I'm used to it now.
National championship, sir.
Can we crawl before we walk? Can we win the ACC first?
Nope.
Got to. Championship. I'm with you, Heyru. We got to win ACC, then we'll win national championship.
We back.
Now let QB go. QB, this is QB's time.
Oh, I remember I told you about Louisville, Georgia Tech, and Syracuse.
Right.
Those are games we had to those are quarterbacks that could probably hurt our defense in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know about Haynes King, even though he hurt us last year. I think he's more of a playmaker than a quarterback. But Georgia Tech running through the tackles, through the guards in the center, they're better than Virginia Tech at doing that.
One thing, so I need to make sure any team that has a white receiver, I need to be mindful of.
Oh wow!
From now on,
and the slow white tight end,
and the slow white tight end. If we have,
that's right. That's
if we
right.
have those
Every
two,
time
we got issues.
We're in trouble. All right. Let's see. Okay. Cage 24. Sounds like you're putting a Lego set together over there, but
oh man, I got my final word. My final word was the back and forth with studio. Like I said, 2024 better than 01. So those are my final words.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Well, I guess my final words and thoughts are, I know a win's a win. But let's be real with ourselves, fellas, and everybody. Miami really didn't win that game. And on the record books, it's going to say a win. They got away with the win. But as much as we can talk about what the offense did or didn't do, and offensive line and Cam Ward, and I'm gonna tell you that Restrepo catch when he was on the ground, that reminded me of that catch. I think it was Winslow against West Virginia back in, was it
2003 or 4?
03? It was one of those Thursday night games in the Orange Bowl. Anyway, I had a flashback to that. I don't know. Maybe it was my PTSD. I don't know. But that catch that Restrepo made on his back, which led to the Williams toss there. But as crazy as the offensive side of the ball was, they still scored 38 points. Okay. It's a couple of touchdowns below their average, but to try to find some type of positive and give myself a peace of mind going forward, the offense did score 38 points. Now, on the flip side, the defense, that I would not have thought that the defense was going to give up 34 to Virginia Tech. Based on how the defense had been playing in the previous 4 games. And again, Virginia Tech didn't do anything special. You had a little reverse. They tried a halfback pass, but, basically it was Virginia Tech football. They hand the ball off, or the quarterback would escape the pocket or have a design run. You hit the slow white tight end or the quick little white boy receiver, and then they're, that's just the way Virginia Tech's always play. You know what I mean? But I will say, if with the talk about if there was another quarterback playing for Miami other than Cam Ward, if the situation stayed the same and it was just a plug and play, okay. Say if it was the same scenario, but you had Emory in there or Jakari or whoever, then no, they're not going to make the same plays as Cam has. But the offensive line just needs to tighten up a little bit. We need to, the running game has, got to get the running backs have got to get more than 15 yards in the first half. With the end of the game, I think there was like 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Miami had the ball. A good running game could have helped milk the clock down, got you to the goal line. But regardless of the fact, it's concerning both ways with the offense. As crazy as it was still 38 points by the offense, but it was still kind of disturbing to see the offense sputtering like it was. It wasn't hitting on all 8 cylinders, but the defense, oh my gosh. I just hope that come next week, which the game will probably be like Sunday morning, as long as there's no weather delays. Hopefully, we see some improvements, but I'm just hoping this is this was just that game. That's all I'm hoping for, because if this is indicative of what's going to happen, we're in trouble. But we'll see. We'll see what happens next week. Well, look, Lakers all day. I'm sorry you're kind of late, but we about to wrap this up. We're almost 3 hours into this. I haven't really lost confidence. It's just I'm really trying to. I'm still seeing some eerily coincidences this year that I've seen for a long time. And I want this to not be that way. That's all. I'm just taking it week by week, game by game. And I'm more concerned about how the team plays, and they're a better team than what they showed tonight. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Seems like everybody's coming over here now.
And the thing is, whether this is a national championship team or if it's a 5-7 team or somewhere in between those two, as long as they get out there and they play like they're capable of playing, and the coaching staff make sure that they do their part in order for the success of those young men. That's all. And it's, I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities to learn from tonight. All we can hope for as a fan base is that it happens. But if it doesn't happen and we see some of the same tendencies next week, that post game's going to be lit. It's going to go probably until noon Sunday. I don't know. But with that being said, always thank you, Cuban, for coming in. QB, it was nice of you to come in. Hey, Rue. Hey, we're not picking on you, but I'm still glad you showed up. And thanks to Canes 2024 greater than Canes 2001 for his insight and sound effects throughout the show. It has been a pleasure. You should have heard us in the pregame show. It was like we were in the Matrix for a little while there. And yes, Larry Frank Jr. I hope everything's okay. Anthony, thank you, Cuban. I'm glad you're taking notes because I done lost track. Anthony, Mr. Larry Frank, I'm glad you tried to chime in, but I don't know, maybe Mrs. Larry Frank said, you coming to bed, dude.
What was the other one?
Faith, family, and football.
Faith, family, football. Yeah.
Faith, family. I'm gonna have to keep a scorecard. I just want to make sure I give thanks and appreciation to everybody who showed up and discussed it with us. Just like all you fine folks in the chat, because if I try to go through and name all of y'all,
Katie.
There we go. If I try to go through and name everybody in there, I'm going to miss somebody, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to do a blanket coverage and say thank y'all so much for being here.
No, you got to thank Katie and Ellen. No. You got to point those two out.
Okay. Cuban says, I'm just joking. No, Miss Katie, thank you for stopping by. And of course, Miss Ellen. I got to say hello to Miss Ellen. You're right. But to everybody else, we're happy with the win. We're happy for the team being undefeated, but we're going to always discuss how they got there. We're always going to do it. But anyway, this has been a long day. I don't even want to think about next Saturday, but we're going to worry about that later. But thank y'all so much for stopping by. And that's all I got. So until next time, we'll probably do I'll get with y'all later on the time for the pregame show next week. But we do have some good games coming on tomorrow. So if you'll be if y'all will be watching any games, good luck with that or whatever y'all doing. And that's it. So thank y'all. I'll see y'all later. I appreciate it. Peace, love, and soul. Go Canes. Bye.